following is intended for immature audiences only. There's no such thing as a radio rating system. But if there were, this show would be rated O as in... Oh my God, this show is so stupid. These people should be in jail. Let's begin.
Good afternoon.
You're listening to Common Man and Timmy. Featuring Panama Ted.
Ted's a fun guy.
And the Crazy Soundboard.
Hola.
I'm Dennis Farina.
So much.
I even made just a little bit of a diagram for you.
56 and, is that correct? Walk.
You weasel.
Turn off your brain and unzip your pants. Here's Common Man and Timmy.
Happy Monday. Welcome in. Hello, good, clean boy.
Hello, man. How was your weekend, buddy?
Well, it was fine.
Yeah?
Had a big celebration for my parents last night. 50
Nice.
years of wedded, I'm going to say bliss, but just
Maybe not.
tolerating each other. But doing it for 50 years.
Hey, 50 years. You know, splitting up is just impossible. You know, when you've been together that long, you're in it. You're in it till the end. At that
How you doing,
point.
Ted?
Doing good, Mike.
How you doing, Tress?
Doing good, Mike.
Thank you. Here's what we got going on today. Foodgasm at 4:46. Jason's Beef at 5:30. Jason live from, what's the name of the ballpark in Philadelphia?
Citizens? Is it still that?
Sure.
It's whatever the new sponsorship is there in Philly.
Well, he'll be there.
Nice.
He'll be live at the ballpark. He says that he's going to look for a nice, quiet place
Okay.
to talk to us. And then you and I were discussing, you know, Jayson Stark is a Philadelphia institution. He's in the National Baseball Hall of Fame.
Yep.
How does he not have like his own little booth or office or room at the Phillies ballpark?
Right. Could he get something named after him when he's done? You know, some
The whole
section of the
ballpark should be named after him.
At least something in the press box should be named after Jayson Stark. I mean, he's a Hall of Fame writer, so it would be a small token of appreciation to name
I want you to
something.
promise something to me. When I pass on,
the studio?
No. I want something to be named after me here at the radio station. I was thinking the toilet brush.
The toilet brush.
The Common Man Memorial Toilet Brush.
I was thinking I could go a little bit more high class than that. I was thinking maybe the garbage receptacle.
Fine, garbage.
the
Garbage.
Maybe not just the garbage can, but the recycling bin as well. It could be a garbage area that is dedicated to you.
Crew beat Philadelphia last night. Timmy go Crew game last night,
Timmy
right?
go Crew. The fam was there. It was really a good game. You had the longer halftime break with the weather delay, but the guys got back into it. I thought Wilfred Nancy had the guys playing a pretty good style to maintain that 1-0 lead. Couple of chances there in the second half to try to pad it on. But, hey, they did the job. They did what needed to be done. 1-0. This is a big 3 points. Really, that was a huge win for the Crew. They're now, I think there's 4 teams stacked right there with 40, 39, 38, and 37 points. Crew with 37 in the number 4 spot.
Well, Philadelphia was top of the East
Tops.
coming in.
They're still tops. Yeah.
And I want to say, without adding evidence whatsoever, that the Crew haven't had a clean sheet in like a month.
Yeah.
So
it's good to get.
Win a game without giving up a goal. Nice to
Without
see.
Schulte. Yeah. Very nice to see.
I had a fight with my wife yesterday.
Oh, no.
At for the anniversary thing.
Okay. Now, you guys have been married a long time, as have me and my wife, Sarah. How often does a little thing happen with you guys? Little fights like that?
Well, I mean, she's married to me, so
Quite regularly.
there's lots of stuff to be pissed off at me about.
Well,
and a lot of it is valid.
We fight, my wife and I, though, we fight about the stupidest things. That's what's sort of funny about it. We
That's
can
the
laugh
sign
it off at the end.
of a good marriage.
Yes.
I think when you fight about the stupid things, when you fight about
agree.
the important things like money, how to raise a kid, where you want to live,
Yes.
you know, how you
Yeah.
want to, that stuff,
that
that's
could get
heavy.
a little uncomfortable
That's
if you
heavy.
start to raise your voices about those big issues.
That leads to separation. But in our case, it's the little tiny things that evolve into big disagreements. We've been married for 18 years. Mm-hmm. She has been around me and my family for 20 years. My parents, married for 50 years, had a little gathering with them last night. I set it up, a nice private room at a restaurant. That's what my parents wanted.
Okay.
Small little gathering. Me, my wife, Samantha, my sister, her husband, 3 children, and then Christian's parents were there as well.
Kind of the normal crew.
Right,
For,
it's
for
small.
a family get-together, normal crew.
Small, and of course my parents were there because it's their thing. Small little gathering. And my wife is the complete opposite as me when it comes to picking out a card, a greeting card for the event.
Oh,
where
okay.
she will agonize in the aisle to find the card that represents the mood and gets the words just right. To me, a greeting card is essentially useless. I get a greeting card, I read it and say, oh, thank you, and then I throw it right in the trash. And this is also another bone of contention. Why don't you display it? I don't want to display it.
Okay, what if there's a wonderful handwritten note that actually does touch you in some way?
Well, that's fine.
I can see, but sometimes people just write their names.
Can I tell you
If there's
something?
a gift card in it, you take the gift card. I think maybe you display that for a day or two, and if they're not going to be by the house at all, you don't need to display it at all.
It's fatiguing after a while. Like my wife will give me a card for Father's Day, and she'll write like a book inside the card about how wonderful it is and how wonderful I am. And as much as I love to hear how wonderful I am.
It's nice, though.
Then I get the same card for Valentine's Day. It's the same little, and then I found my true love. It's, come on, man. It's enough.
I'm sorry I annoyed you with my love.
It's enough. I know.
Stop loving me so much.
If my daughter writes something, then I like it. I put it in a little shoebox. That's nice.
So daughter good, wife, you're so far into this now.
It would be okay.
You don't want to hear it from Kristen.
If it was like once a year, but it's this breathy scroll that she has to write down.
Barely fits on both sides of the card.
And she says the same thing every single year for every event, every car. I swear to God, she just uses the same thing and writes it down.
Can you come up with some new material? You're so caring. You're so thoughtful.
So my wife goes out, gets a card.
I love having this journey with you.
Happy 50th anniversary, very gushy card. You know, you open it up. And here's to many more. You know, we love you, blah, blah, blah. So she goes, fill out the card. All right. I'm going to fill out the card the way I fill out the card. Mm-hmm. I understand how my family works. The Riccardotti family is a very special group. I know how my sister works. I know how my parents operate. So I take the card and I fill it out the way that I want because these are my parents.
And everybody else is signing the same card, right?
I signed it for them. No. My sister's got her own card that she's
different
given.
card.
This is just from the three of us, me, my wife, my daughter. And so instantly what I do is I open up the card and I cross out and here's to many more and just put a few.
Good.
They're old.
Yeah.
All right, that's funny.
There's not going to be many more.
No.
Yeah, if you get a few more, you should be happy and thankful for that.
This
That's
is
a
just
good joke.
what we
I like
grew
that.
up doing.
Yeah.
You tease the people that you love, and nothing is off limits. Death can be teased about, and death is funny. My father was looking at some sort of, strawberry wolf moon, whatever the hell he was looking at. And he was, I saw the moon last night. They say another one's not going to come around for 17 years. I said, get a good look at it, old man. go ahead.
Stow that one away.
That's right.
Put that one in the old memory bank.
We all had a good laugh. And there's my wife in the corner rolling her eyes. I don't know how you can say that.
Terrible.
Because this is the way we operate. So I cross out many more and put a few. I draw a picture of a penis and balls because I do that on every single card that I write out.
What were the balls like, though?
Oh, good, round, taut balls.
Taut. Oh, man. Well, that's not how they are.
That's not how they are.
I just lifelike.
I wanted them to get a glimpse of what they used to have.
Go for realism, okay? Next time you do those doodles.
Then I drew a little face of a scary guy. I'm not a very good drawer, but I draw like the same things. So it's scary guy, bloodshot eyes. And then Samantha put a knife going through his head.
Oh, my God.
With some blood dripping down from the knife.
Okay,
all right? And then it was love, Michael, Kristen, and Samantha. And we put in a little card, mom and dad, and whatever. So Kristen sees this, and she hates it. She goes, I don't know how you do that. You're going to embarrass yourself. You're going to embarrass yourself. I said, I'm not going to embarrass myself. Have you not been around my family enough in the past 20 years to know how we operate? You'll see. You'll see. No, you'll see. You will see. Are you going to make a toast? I'm going to make a toast. What are you going to say? None of your business. So.
You're not going to like that either.
Exactly.
So I'm not going to tell you. You're just going to have to be there in the room when it happens. You can see how everybody else reacts.
So we show up. I hand my card to my parents.
Yeah.
Well, Samantha does, and she's giggling, and they open it up, and everybody has a good laugh, and whatever.
I mean, of course, the kid is like you, though, because look who she's watching her whole entire life.
Exactly. Yeah. She's my daughter.
She's going to have that sense of humor now because of you.
Then my sister hands her card over. We did not discuss any of this. Nothing. Okay? The card is very similar. On the inside, it has a message that says, like, and here's to 50 more years. She crosses that out.
Stop.
And puts, that's not good for anybody. And then draws a picture of an ass crapping. See, I was proven correct. I was proven correct. This is what we do.
Oh, man.
See, my wife would have looked like the idiot if she handed some breathy scroll about 50 years of love and attention. They tolerate each other. You know what my parents do every single day? They found common interest. They go to Costco. They go to Home Goods. They go to restaurants at noon on Saturday. And then they talk about how crowded everything is. That's their goal. That's what they do together.
So, what about Kristen's parents? Because they were there too, right?
Oh, they just shake their head. They shake their heads at everything I do.
They're shaking their heads.
My father-in-law laughs. My mother-in-law looks horrified.
Yeah.
Everybody has a good time. I gave my little speech about how nobody would be here if these two people didn't get married.
Did you have a few
50 years ago?
Did you have a few you were right about, or did you just skip right through those?
None of that. I added other people in. I had some shtick in. My nephews are not my sister's biological children. So her husband, my brother-in-law, was married before.
Sure.
Brought the two kids to the marriage.
Yeah.
And I said, well, none of us would be here except for these three. You'd be married to some horrible woman, and your evil stepmother would be abusing you wherever you are right now. Kristen would be married to some loser someplace else. But the rest of us,
that's good.
We wouldn't be here.
That's good.
We wouldn't exist.
Yeah.
Everybody got a good kick out of it, except for my stick-in-the-ass wife.
It's your chance to actually do material, right? It's in a small bubble, your chance to live out that dream of doing a little bit of the stand-up.
It's a small group. Everybody appreciated it.
Yes.
Because we don't know how to do sentimental. It's uncomfortable. If I would have stood up and gave some breathy speech about true love and what these people mean to me, I would have a bunch of people looking at me almost wanting to rip their skin off. Mm-hmm. Oh, we haven't done this for 45 years. Why are we doing it now?
See, we're, I come from a family that's got a good sense of humor, but I think Sarah, myself, and even now Jack, we're taking it to a new level of sick sense of humor.
And you're taking them with you.
We're taking the ball and we're running with it. We're not just laughing and joking about everything like during a family night. We're more pushing the envelope. I mean, we had a whole 2-hour discussion about balls on Friday night.
Excellent. And you know what? You probably felt like a proud papa.
There were so many giggles and there was so much laughter. I felt wonderful after it was done. I'm glad you had a good night. Cards, by the way, I don't know where we are with card prices. People need to go to jail. Hallmark, jail. It's like $9 for a card.
I don't do that. Yeah, I buy cards
Where's
in
that
bulk.
$1.99 section? That's all I need.
Go to Dollar Tree. You go to Dollar Tree, you stock up on cards.
Your answer.
That's right.
Dollar store cards.
You go to Dollar Store. No, they're not $1 anymore, but they're like $2.
Right, 2 or 3.
So you stock up on cards there. All right, big weekend for the Columbus Blue Jackets. We'll talk about it next. Common Man and Timmy on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
Traffic is still moving a little slow from an earlier accident on eastbound 33 between Bixby Road and Gender Road. Still about a 15-minute delay, and things are stop and go from Hamilton Road. And keep an eye out for a disabled vehicle that's on eastbound 70 on the west side at Wilson Road. This report is sponsored by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. At Valvoline Instant Oil Change, they're all about keeping you on the road to summer fun, to rides, to the beach, even to faraway places. Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Summer drives start here. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
It's July in Central Ohio. The grills are hot, the sun is hotter, and chances are you've seen a Newman roofing truck rolling through your neighborhood. Maybe you've talked to one of our team members at a local event, or know someone who proudly says, yeah, I've got a Newman roof. At Newman Roofing, we're more than just a roofing company. We're your neighbors. And for the last 33 years, your support has helped us grow as a family-owned business. So we give back the best way we know how, with quality work lasting relationships, and a lifetime workmanship warranty that means you'll never be left out in the rain. Thousands of families across Central Ohio have trusted us and had their expectations exceeded. And it's why we've been voted Best Roofing Company and Best of the Bus magazine for 4 years running now. So this summer, don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof. Call 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
At United Dairy Farmers, peach is our most popular ice cream. Although it's only here for a short time, we sell more of it than any other flavor. And once you taste it, you'll know why it wins the popularity contest. We make it from scratch by mixing in the juice from our hand-selected peaches and big chunks of fruit. That's what gives it that unique peachier flavor. And that might also explain why peach season at UDF doesn't last long. UDF Peach Ice Cream, made for you.
That's are us. When dreams don't get in, that's are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 380-225-BATH.
That's are us. When dreams don't get in, that's are us.
Common Man here. I want to talk to you about my buddy Bob Capace from Worthington Jewelers. It's rare that a business comes along and offers you such great quality, service, price. If you or someone you love or like, or even strangers on the street tell you they need a jeweler, tell them you got a guy, and that guy is Bob Capace at Worthington Jewelers.
I'm Bob Capace, and I'm your guy.
Worthington Jewelers on High Street in Worthington, worthingtonjewelers.com, where Columbus gets engaged.
Sometimes I hear a sparkling sound.
Like when we say, all you have to do is point?
There it is.
That's the sound of magic happening.
Magic like we can come the day you call us? Wow.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
The champs are back. Ohio State football returns to the Shoe this fall with powerhouse matchups against Texas, Penn State, and more. Your Buckeye Saturdays begin at ohiostatebuckeyes.com, where you can grab single game tickets that are on sale now. Gear up and get ready for game day.
The Buckeyes are national champions. And you listen to it all right here on The Fan. And next year when they do it again, it'll be here on The Fan. And the year after that, well, you know the drill. Always and forever, your home of the Buckeyes. The Fan.
Does heel pain make you hobble just getting out of bed in the morning? If heel pain is affecting your ability to exercise and meet your walking or running goals, relief is as close as your local podiatrist. Podiatric physicians are highly trained doctors who specialize in medical and surgical treatment of the foot and ankle. Ohio Foot and Ankle podiatric physicians are available across the state and are devoted to providing the highest quality foot and ankle care.
For more information or to find a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association near you, visit ohiofoot.org.
Summer is in full swing. If you think you're hot, well, so are your trees. You can help your trees by watering them, especially if they're newly planted. During the hot, dry summer months, your trees could use a water boost. Watering new trees a few times a week will help them survive while they're developing their root system, so don't forget about them. To find out more about watering trees or to find a certified arborist near you, go to treesforohio.org. That's trees, the number 4, ohio.org.
Progressive Insurance, with insurance for cars, home, boat, motorcycles, RVs, and commercial vehicles at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and progressive.com.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Chances of showers and thunderstorms very similar to the last several days into the afternoon and early evening, some which could be on the stronger side. Afternoon highs getting into the upper 80s and still muggy conditions. For tonight, we'll see chances of showers and storms and early lows down into the 70s. And for Tuesday, the best chances for showers and storms will be the first half of the day and our highs in the mid to upper 80s. For The Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfolo with your 10 weather impact forecast.
The ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus is the official sportsbook of Common Man and Timmy. Weekdays at 3. The Fan.
This show cuts harder than a Cape Cod chip inside Timmy's mouth. This is Common Man and Timmy.
Subscribe to the podcast of this dumb show. It's available wherever you get your podcast. Just search Common Man and Timmy. Click. Subscribe. Every single show comes right to your device free of charge. The podcast is brought to you by our friends, Care Heating and Cooling. I settled in on Friday evening for the NHL draft.
Mm-hmm.
I knew kind of what to expect because the NHL draft is always very, very dry. They try, with the NHL awards ceremony, they have like a, actor doing things and very poor jokes. In this product, they try to make it exciting. They were going to try something new this year where the teams would not be on the floor.
My goodness.
The drafting locations would be remote, and they were going to pipe them in.
Oh, boy.
And so I was leery when it first started because the NHL does not do these things particularly well. At least I don't think so. And then when it did start, I am not kidding you when I say I was so uncomfortable. I wanted to rip my skin off and shower and put my eyeballs top rack of the dishwasher.
It was so awkward.
It was unbelievably awkward.
It's a draft. It just doesn't make sense that you have the most key figures for the organization not there. But even if they aren't there, okay, I don't know how every single team decides who is going to be present at the draft and deliver the card and be there to greet or have a quick Q&A with their player, whether that's on camera being recorded or not. You're just there because that's a good look to be there when you take somebody in the first round. Having them go from the stage with the awkward picture with Gary Bettman, and they also to put on the hockey sweater. I always forget about how this process goes because you're so accustomed to watching the NFL draft and the NBA draft, but they have to take off their suit jackets to put on the hockey sweater. So there's this awkward period of time where they're up there taking off their suit. Maybe they've got a little vest under the suit that they take off as well and throw the sweater on over their dress shirt. And then they're following the reporter back to this other area where there's a poor zoom, a little tunnel, and they got random player names up on the wall next to them. They don't mean anything. They were changing around all night. And then you just look like, what was your line? It looked like you're going to meet the
village elders in the Hunger Games.
The elders from the Hunger Games. You're getting ready to be sentenced to find out what your fate is.
Why did you see this guy right here? Well, he's a good quality boy. I'm glad we drafted him. And then some guy who looks like he's 12, who's actually 18 but looks 12. Yes, I'm so excited to join you. I don't have any hair on my balls. Okay, bye.
That's all it was.
It was terrible.
And sometimes that didn't even work because the connection wasn't right.
And let me tell you, look, I've said this before to you privately, and he's not even relevant for me to bring him up on a regular basis, but for the Buffalo pick, they brought out Johnny Resnick from the Goo Goo Dolls.
Oh, gosh.
Okay? Johnny Resnick, his face is like all hollowed out.
Yeah.
Seriously, he looks like Bobby Carpenter going through transition. Like if Bobby decided he was going to transition to a woman, that's what Johnny Resnick looks like.
Johnny is pretty rough looking now.
My God.
Johnny does not look anything close to what that guy from that led the Goo Goo Dolls
Is Conrad Murray putting him to sleep? He looks like Michael Jackson now.
I don't know. It's not been a good stretch for Johnny. I was surprised to see him. I can't remember the last time that.
Well, then Robbie was next to him, and he just stood there awkwardly with his purple hair, like, I play the bass.
Who else did you have? You had
Charles Barkley.
You had Josh Jackson, Pacey. And
from Mighty Ducks.
I don't know why I called him Pacey, because it's his Mighty Ducks character. That's the reason that he was there. Charlie Conway. And who was the woman there? Marguerite something? Moreau, I think. She was Connie from Mighty Ducks, so she was there with them.
I don't know if she was.
That whole thing just seemed so forced. Nobody's laughing at any of the jokes. If only you could have had Ken Griffey Jr. somewhere in the audience so the camera could pan to him and he could just like make those eyes when he was listening to Norm Macdonald's monologue.
You brought it up. You got guys, they're going to their new team. Mm-hmm. They're overwhelmed. Their family's there. They got the suit on. Probably the first time in their life they ever put a suit on.
They're all babies, too. They're all 17 and 18 years old.
So they go up there.
It's incredible.
And you have like a Swedish guy or a guy from the Moosehead Pandas who plays in the Yukon.
They were almost all Canadians for that first round.
They made them take pictures with the people who came out and announced the pick. Like some Swedish guy had to take pictures with Johnny Resnick from the Goo Goo Dolls. He's like, who the hell is this guy?
It doesn't make any sense. I don't know.
Well, I don't want the world to see me because I don't think that they understand. Yeah. And I was pissed off that Billy Sarin was sitting there and didn't say a damn word. They had Don Waddell in the middle, Billy Sarin on the other side, and some jacked-up steroid-looking guy on the other side who I don't know.
Yeah, it was...
Blue Jacket select!
It was...
Russian goalie guy!
I can't say his first name or his last name. I don't know if he'll ever play for us at the NHL level, but we like this guy.
So Jackets get Jackson Smith, strapping defensive lad.
Big guy.
Right-handed shot.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, we were talking about how the Jackets need that. They need that on the immediate level, but this is obviously a future play. And then with the 20th pick, they go out and get this goaltender. A lot of people were surprised that they reached for him there because they saw him as a second-round pick. Now, the Jackets didn't have a second-round pick. They could have traded back in the draft and hoped he was still there. But, hey, look, they saw their guy. They saw who they wanted. He was on the board. They didn't play games. They took him. I don't have a problem with that. If he's the top goalie on your board and you're saying, my goal is to take a young goalie in the first round somewhere, then you'd be foolish not to take your guy.
I know. The one thing that kept going through my mind is, one of the best players in franchise history was a Russian goaltender. It's a long way to go. I'm not saying that this guy's ever going to become what Bob was, but thinking about a young Russian goaltender who could develop into something special, why not? Again, I don't think most of these guys in the first round, there aren't any superstars. You don't have that Connor McDavid in this first round. But I do think the guy that they took at 14, Jackson Smith, there's a lot of probability that he becomes a big-time player at the NHL level. It's just going to take some time to get there. But word on the street about the goalie is that it could be 5 years?
6 years.
5 years playing in the KHL.
Russian goalies always take a long time.
It's a long, long way to get to that. So we can keep tabs on him. We won't be having big discussions about him anytime soon.
Stop trying to be like the NFL with the draft stuff. You're not.
The NHL draft is more like the Major League Baseball draft. Then you have the NFL draft and the NBA draft at those higher levels. Nothing in this country is ever going to be or have the hoopla that the NFL draft has, because you are getting, even in just the 3 years, and for the sport that they're playing, but the 3 years out of high school, those dudes that are getting drafted in the league, they're young men at that point. These kids look like babies, 17 and 18 years old, and a lot of them are going to go off and play college hockey or continue to play at a minor league level while they develop. But NHL, MLB draft, it's more long-form stuff. Going to take some time for those guys to disappear before they reappear with their big clubs. Stop trying all these gadgets and trickery and
just
singers from the 1990s that don't look anything like what they looked like. Guys have never heard their songs. He doesn't know. Was Slide a hit in Sweden? I don't think so.
Now, look, I like me some Goo Goo Dolls. I'm not crapping on him.
I seen him a couple times live, and they were good.
But he is terrifying looking.
I don't know what.
And it's not the fact that he's gotten older. It's what he's doing to himself.
Face is gone.
He's trying to stay young looking. He looks like a ghoul.
It was nice to see Dave Coulier. Right?
Dave Coulier is going through cancer.
Mm-hmm. He was cancer-free, what they said on the broadcast. It's good to see him.
Right,
he
nice
looks normal.
And, it was obviously, well, you know what? I'll continue with this. More conversation about the draft, including a very nice moment, of course, that included the Blue Jackets. We'll talk about it in 2 minutes. Common Man and Timmy on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You should avoid Georgesville Road between Holt Road and 270. That's currently closed due to an accident investigation. And things are a little stop and go on eastbound 33 between 270 on the East Outer Belt and Ebright Road. This report is sponsored by your neighborhood Kroger Pharmacy. Your neighborhood Kroger Pharmacy is happy to welcome back Express Scripts, Medicare D, and TRICARE Department of Defense plan members. It's easy to transfer prescriptions at Kroger.com/payer update. See your Kroger Pharmacy for details. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Hey, it's Anthony Rothman for Orthopedic One, Central Ohio's most trusted orthopedic practice. They helped me with my elbow pain, and I'm back on the course. Find a physician or location near you at orthopedic1.com. Orthopedic One. This is where you go to get better.
With over 33 years of experience, Newman Roofing has become a household name in Central Ohio. Voted best roofing company 4 years in a row, Newman Roofing delivers a white glove experience every time. When it comes to your roof, call 614-NEW-ROOF or visit newmanroofing.com today.
Waddle, hop, or gallop your way to adventure. The Columbus Zoo invites you to follow the footsteps and the tails of animals from around the world. Explore 8 wild regions, including our newest North America trek. So what are you waiting for? Get your tail to our trails only at your Columbus Zoo. Get more information and tickets at columbuszoo.org.
At United Dairy Farmers, Peach is our most popular ice cream. Although it's only here for a short time, we sell more of it than any other flavor. And once you taste it, you'll know why it wins the popularity contest. We make it from scratch by mixing in the juice from our hand-selected peaches and big chunks of fruit. That's what gives it that unique peachier flavor. And that might also explain why peach season at UDF doesn't last long. UDF Peach Ice Cream, made for you.
Common Man and Timmy is sponsored by Hinderer Motorsports. Listen every weekday from 3 to 6. They're good, clean boys. The Fan.
This show has over 50 years of combined radio experience. They also have a combined mental age of 11. You're listening to Common Man and Timmy.
Watching the draft on Friday night. Oh, I forgot I got to do my low testosterone.
Yeah, do it. Come on. He just told you that.
I know. I'm sorry. Let me tell you about my friends at Tri-State Men's Health. Timmy, did you know that guys, when they get into their early, mid-30s, they start losing 2 to 3% of their testosterone production every year?
I heard about it,
and
but
did you
tell
know
me more.
That these guys try and solve the problem themselves? You know, they see these stupid commercials on the TV where Frank Thomas and Doug Flutie, and she'll like it too. Let me tell you something. I tried that stuff a long time ago. It was crap. The only thing that's going to really boost those testosterone numbers is going to see my friends at Tri-State Men's Health. You get the test, okay? You don't just take a pill because Frank Thomas told you to take a pill. And if required or if needed, you get a little testosterone shot in your ass.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the only thing that's going to make you feel better and increase those numbers. I'm telling you. Take it from me. I tried the pills. I tried to do it myself. It didn't work. Go see my guys, the experts at Tri-State Men's Health. Call them today, 800-900-9654, or visit tristatemenshealth.com. Promo code, and she'll like it too.
Real results.
By the way, during the draft, Chris Letang,
oh my God,
came out with his kid.
Yeah. Not about that. About Chris Letang. Just Chris Letang.
Well,
he's a handsome man.
No, I'm gonna continue. I want to talk about the kid too, not in a gross way. Let me tell you.
Okay, I wanted to make sure.
Oh, the children. Let me talk about
I wanted to make sure this wasn't going to Michael Jackson place, but I guess if you insist, go right ahead.
Yeah, I swear it's gonna be wholesome.
Good,
nice,
good.
clean boy.
Good.
So Chris Letang comes out, and as soon as he walks out, my wife looks at him and says, "Who is this guy?"
Same.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Yes, he's a very handsome man. And then Samantha looks at the kid. I want to marry him.
Ah.
She was ready.
Okay.
For young Letang.
Well, that's fine. That's fine. Samantha says it. She can.
They start talking with the French accent, and then the pants just fly right off the body. Oh, my God. I said, if he knocked on the door right now, Chris Letang, and said, come away with me, he wouldn't even have to get the words out of his mouth. I'd have my bags packed.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, he's a good-looking man. I can admit that. I never really thought of Chris Letang. I didn't really have an image of him. So seeing him at the NHL draft, they're like, oh, shoot, that guy, he's got a lot going on, and he has a lot of fans there in Pittsburgh for obvious reasons.
Well, then I'm waiting for, the Blue Jacket selection at 14, and I see what they're doing, obviously, with the celebrities or whatever, announcing the picks. And I said to myself, if Herbie comes out and makes this pick, I'm going to throw a brick through my television. Like, I just can't handle that.
Well, thank God.
For some reason, the Blue Jackets think that Herbie is the only person on earth who is worthy enough to be called a celebrity Blue Jacket fan. But Meredith Gaudreau comes out. And I've talked about her before, and I don't know where she gets her strength and courage. I wouldn't be able to do it. I would hide in a room and not want anybody to talk to me. And I'm sure she has moments like that. And she punches through that brick wall and goes out there and she thanks people and she gets a standing O and people are chanting her husband's name. And I can't express to you the emotions that I feel sitting there. And I didn't really know these people on a personal level.
No.
Right? I mean, go ahead.
The thing that impresses me about her, I think, and again, I have never, most of us have never experienced that kind of loss, like that kind of sudden loss where it is way before someone's time and it's completely unfair. And it's somebody that means a hell of a lot to this community and to a team out there. But she seems to be an expert at accepting all of the help that she's been offered. I think the community has done a great job. Obviously, her family, first and foremost, they have done a great job in being there for her, giving her time.
The organization's done a great job.
The organization, you guys, the fans, like showing up to Nationwide Arena, leaving all those things, putting positive messages out there. There hasn't been any kind of ridiculous negativity. There hasn't been any sick jokes about it. Like it's just been great. And accepting all of the help, I think, is just as hard as moving on. And she has been doing this in real time. Like, you think about how long it could take when you lose somebody that close, when you lose a loved one, your husband, your wife, way before their time. You might need 6 months off of work. Like, I don't know. There's no handbook on when you would grieve or what the time span would be. But the way that she has done it and continues to go up and do interviews, she's at the outdoor game at the Shoe doing an intermission interview. And that was probably the 15th time she had gone out there at that point. She was there in Calgary, right, when they had the last game or the first game in Calgary since he passed away, where he was, of course, a central figure in all those teams. It's just insane how courageous she has been and willing to go out there and do it. And you can tell by looking in her eyes that she honestly and truthfully loves doing it because she loved her husband so much, and that carries on his legacy. It's impressive.
I don't know if she loves doing it. Maybe she does. But she does it because she feels like it's important to keep his memory alive. Not like it's going anywhere. We're never going to forget. I'm never going to forget. I said that I have a little tray that I keep my keys and watch and wallet on my dresser. And I also have
all the
Gaudreau
important
pin.
things.
I have a Gaudreau pin on my little tray that it's Johnny and Matthew's number, 13 and 21.
Mm-hmm.
And I keep it there. I look at it every single day. It's there. And these people didn't really mean that much to me on a personal level. But I'm not the only fan who does that. I see the people who message me on social media and whatever, on Facebook. They still have the 13 as their avatar.
Mm-hmm.
And that's... I'd like to say that every single community would be like that. I don't know if that's the case. I think we have a very unique situation here.
It is unique, because we've always struggled to produce results as a hockey team, right?
Find an identity as a hockey culture.
Find your identity, to, stack seasons and to become a serious contender. And when you bring in a guy like Johnny Gaudreau, he's an American hockey player, right? And just his upbringing and who his family is, who he is, how they wanted to come down here to Columbus and how they really loved this town and they loved this city. And I think people that are from Ohio, it really felt that. And it was genuine. It was genuine from their family. And so I think that just created this special kind of bond, even though we didn't get to experience it together for as long as we should have, as far as how many years he had under his belt here as a Columbus Blue Jacket before the accident happened. But I do think you would never expect it right after a tragedy like that, but maybe it galvanized the city and the team. And kind of bonded them a little bit more. Does that make sense?
It makes sense.
It felt like that's what happened here.
I hate to be that guy. Like, I can't stand The Rock, right? And here's the reason I can't stand The Rock.
Well, because Timmy like Rock.
Well, Timmy like Rock. Rock gets up at 4 o'clock in the morning. He goes to the gym. He takes pictures on Instagram and does like the rise and grind crap. And
you can stop getting bigger, though.
You can do it. And
you're as big as you are going to start popping out of your own skin. I'm
not
super huge.
I'm not usually a fan of, those types of people where it's like, yeah, I can do it. Anybody can do it. Blah. But I think the one thing that this does, and I was actually having a conversation with my daughter about this. Like, I don't want to practice the piano today. I don't want to do this. I don't know how, as a hockey player, because we've heard it before. We've seen it before, where guys have gone out there, teams have gone out there collectively and just mailed it in for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Long, boring part of the season. Things are not going well for you, whatever. And we can tell the effort's not there. I don't know how anybody can feel sorry for themselves or take a night off, because the first thing that I would do if I was one of the leaders in that dressing room, Boone Jenner, Sean Monahan, whatever, I would just have a little picture of Meredith Gaudreau standing at the draft.
Yeah.
Sitting at the outdoor game.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you don't feel it tonight? Guess what? She doesn't feel it every single day, I'm quite sure. And she comes out here and she does it because it's important to her and important to the legacy of her husband.
Yeah.
It's a good teaching tool to say, just because things are not going your way, just because you're not feeling it on this particular day, your problems aren't really that significant when it comes to what she's going through.
Well said. Well said.
What a liar. That wasn't well said. Even when I'm trying to be nice, I can't do it. I can't take the compliment.
Even when we're discussing this,
I have to draw a pee-pee.
The content of the last 7-8 minutes.
Look,
I say well said. You reject it.
I reject it.
You just drew a wiener. What's wrong with you?
My wife says that. Why can't you take a compliment? Because I get, oh, your daughter's so well behaved and blah, blah, blah. And I have to make some joke like, oh, we beat her pretty severely. People are going to think you're serious. No, they're not.
She knows that if she tells you what's really going on,
why can't you just say thank you? Because I can't. I can't take the compliment.
Can't do it.
Can't do it.
Can't do it.
Won't do it.
Idiot.
All right, Buckeye news. Buckeye recruiting news. Lots of it coming up next. Common Man and Timmy on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
There's some slower traffic on southbound 270 on the East Outer Belt from Main Street to I-70. And traffic is also a little slow on westbound 670 between 71 and 3rd Street. This report is sponsored by Put-in-Bay Chamber of Commerce and Tourism Bureau. Look out for Put-in-Bay, the island getaway you've been waiting for. Be it a day or a weekend, you can enjoy all sorts of shops, dining, and entertainment. Plan your perfect trip today at visitputinbay.com. Put-in-Bay, an everyday island getaway. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
The big one is back. The Good Guys 27th Summit Racing Nationals presented by PPG. July 11th through the 13th at the Ohio Expo Center in Columbus. Over 6,000 of the nation's baddest hot rods, muscle cars, and trick trucks. Don't miss Good Guys autocross racing action. A tire-smoking burnout competition. A pro street takeover. Earth-shaking Nitro Thunderfest. Meet the top builders in the industry and more. July 11th through the 13th at the Ohio Expo Center. Details at good-guys.com.
Common Man here. Let me tell you something. I'm on these Germain inter-office emails. At Germain Lexus, during the month of June, they've challenged themselves to sell more cars than they ever have in 1 month. What does that mean? Well, I'm stupid, but to me, that means they're willing to deal, baby. And the memorial cars are on the lot. The ones the golfers drive for the tournament are now available to you. I've been a Germain customer for years, even before I started doing the commercials. If you're in the market, please stop in. Germain Lexus, 2 locations to serve you, Dublin and Easton, GermainLexus.com.
This 4th of July, Bob's Discount Furniture is bringing back 4 for the 4th. Spotlighting 4 must-have trendsetters for $7.99 and under, like my farmhouse chic Calvin bedroom, Play-Day sectional with pop-up sleeper and hidden storage, Consumer Reports recommended treasure mattress, and my 5-star Betty dining set in 4 gorgeous colors. So stop in or visit mybobs.com and celebrate 4 for the 4th. Oh, my Bob!
Bob's Discount Furniture.
When it's time to ask life's biggest question, make sure your ring says it all. Hi, it's Alex Johnson from the Diamond Cellar, and we've been helping couples say yes for over 78 years. From brilliant cuts to better prices, the quality and selection of our diamonds is unmatched. Because diamonds aren't just our business, they're our legacy. Visit us at Diamond Cellar on Sawmill Road or Easton Town Center and learn more at diamondcellar.com. Bigger diamonds, better prices, guaranteed.
Make your 4th of July a good deal better at Meijer. This week, a family pack of fresh from Meijer 80% lean ground beef is $2.49 a pound. Limit 3. Large seedless watermelons are at a great low price, and Americana apparel and accessories are 50% off. Plus, save a good deal more with hot deals on Meijer brand must-haves, like Meijer chips for $1.99 a bag, and Meijer brand hamburger and hot dog buns just $1.39. Shop Meijer and bring more fresh favorites to your backyard celebration. Exclusions apply. See all deals in the Meijer app.
Breaking
area Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. T&Cs apply.
Much like a vampire, we need to be invited into your house. But once we're in, we never leave. Listen to The Fan on your Alexa or Google Home smart speaker. Just say play 97.1 The Fan and prepare to be amazed. Do it now.
Road trip! This summer at Tire Discounters, your tires are your passport to savings. Because you're driving to Paris.
Texas!
Then it's off to Rome.
Georgia!
And you'll be kissing the Blarney Stone in Dublin.
Ohio!
Right now, save up to $494 when you buy 4 tires. And that includes a free alignment and oil change. Stop at Tire Discounters before you see the world.
Hey, Drew and Jonathan Scott here. Build a customized renter's policy with American Family Insurance so you can protect your tandem bike on the go. Thief! Oh, he is struggling with that two-seater. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Some exclusions may apply. Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI and its operating companies. 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
2 men who are not allowed to sleep in the same room as their wives. This is Man and Timmy.
Fish has handed me the plug sheet for tomorrow.
What do we got?
T-Bone and Tyvis, 6 to 9. Bishop and Friends, 9 to noon. Dom Taberry will be on at 10:30 tomorrow. Jim Lachey, our guy, your guy, will be on Rothman and Ice at 12:30. And then over on Morning Juice on the Fans HD3 and the YouTube page and the Fan app, it is Shark's last show.
There we go, Shark.
Tomorrow morning, 6 to 8. So send off Sharky.
Happy trails, Mark the Shark. Speaking of Jim Lachey, I am going to have him on the first episode of Buckeye Replay, which I cannot believe it's coming up this Saturday. So if you guys want to put sort of a mile marker in the back of your brain.
It's July tomorrow,
for how close we are to college football season, we're only doing 8 episodes. That's it. An 8-game walk-up each Saturday, 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock, right here on the Fan. And then we're to the first game. And the reason I want to have Jim is because he's been there in that chair with Paul Keels as well for now more than a quarter century.
Mm-hmm.
And he has experienced all 3 of the national championships, the 3 most recent ones. And so I want to get that perspective of calling that game in 2002. It's the 0-2 Miami game. That's what we're going to start with. And the call, because of the walk-off nature of it, is one of the great calls in Ohio State football history. And how much Jim screaming jumps in there with Paul Keels doing the call is just great. So he'll be my guest.
All right, here we go. Some recruiting news for the Buckeyes this weekend. 3-star defensive tackle Cameron Brickle.
A lot of tackles, guys.
Has committed to Ohio State.
D-tackle weekend here.
Class of 2026. He is 6'2", 305. He is from the IMG Academy in Bradenton. 3-star guy. Number 62 defensive lineman in the class. So on paper, nothing to write home about, but obviously the Buckeyes see something in him. Also, 4-star defensive tackle Damari Simeon has committed to Ohio State. 2026 class, 6'3", 275.
This was a big get with who they beat out.
He's from St. Augustine Prep in New Jersey. They beat out Auburn, Florida State, Miami, Michigan State, Notre Dame, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Texas A&M, USC, Washington, Wisconsin, among others. So good on him.
Yeah. No, just you see the schools that you just read when you beat out Michigan and Penn State and Texas, the first two being rivals in your conference. That's what you like to see. And again, you always seem to wonder when Larry Johnson is going to ride off into the sunset here at Ohio State. But he is clearly not done yet, and a nice weekend bolstering the defensive line for the future.
And they did lose one, though. Top defensive end target Carter Meadows goes to Michigan over Ohio State. They wanted this guy, 4-star defensive end, 2026 class, number 9 edge rusher in the class. He decided to go. He's from Washington, D.C. He decided to go to Michigan. So, hell with him.
Can't win them all. Can't win them all. 1-1. 1-1 against Michigan on the recruiting battleground this weekend.
Dante Favreau got a 4-year deal.
How you like that move by the Jackets?
I like it. 4 years, $16.5 million. This guy was a mid-season waiver wire pickup last year. And at the end of everything, he's playing on the first defensive line with Zach Wierenski.
This was a big rise for Dante
huge,
here this season.
Huge rise.
That's why this move is really, you feel great for him having earned this and taking advantage of the opportunity that he had.
He was one of these first-round picks for Nashville who they were waiting, and, he's going to blossom, he's going to do this, and it just never worked out for him. And then they put him on waivers. Jackets picked him up because at that point, what do they have to lose? And he played himself into a 4-year contract. Now, where does this leave Provorov? I mean, free agency starts tomorrow. Provorov's going to get offers. He's talking to people right now. And I don't know if they're leery about going 5 years on him or what the deal is, but that was sort of my greatest fear, is that they wouldn't move him at the trade deadline last season. They were going to hold on to him, try and make the playoff run, which they did, but they didn't make it. My greatest fear is that you get nothing for Provorov and he walks away. I'm not saying under any circumstances should you overpay or sign a contract that you're not comfortable with. But there's, rumblings that they've engaged again and they're talking and they may get something done before tomorrow. Who the hell knows? But you've locked down Favreau, which I think is very important to do, at a reasonable price. And so we'll see what happens with Provorov now.
And I think Dante is right in that mode now where his best hockey is going to be right now. He's 20.
I certainly hope
he's
so.
He's 28 years old. He's gotten to experience highs and lows in his career. And the hope would be having a guy like that who's heading towards his 30s. So he almost fits the bill of he's a veteran, but he's also a younger guy at the exact same time. And I think he's going to be great for this team. I like the deal. I'm excited to see him. And if you look at what his numbers were and Provorov's numbers were, with Dante having probably 20 less games under his belt, but time on ice being roughly similar, it's about he was outperforming him, if you want to put it that way.
Don
he was
Waddell,
giving you more production.
Don Waddell was on Bishop and Friends today. He talked about signing Favreau and Provorov.
It was key that we got Favreau locked up yesterday, and we still have Provorov that we'd love to bring back. We're still in talks up until midnight last night with his agent, trying to see if we can bring him back. He's a true pro. He wants to be here. We want him here. Just we got to agree on a number. So hopefully we get him signed. If we don't, then obviously we're talking about defense all the time, making sure that we're covered back there. I think up front we're in pretty good shape. We may tweak around the edges there a little bit, but I think overall, the goal was to make sure we added a couple forwards that would be useful for us. We did that the point of the draft.
I think they're going to be active this free agency period. I really do. I haven't said that in a while, but I think we're going to see some moves. Hopefully, at the end of the day, we look back on them and we don't get the nervous stomach because we overpaid for people. But
didn't get the first-round picks moved, but they seem to be pretty happy with what they did in the draft.
Obviously, every single team is going to be. They're going to say they're happy with what they did in the draft. Don Waddell said they got everybody they wanted to get. Okay, I believe you. A bad situation for a college football quarterback. Details coming up next. Colin, Man, and Timmy on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
We've got a couple minutes slowdown on westbound 70 downtown between the 71 east and west split, and traffic is moving slow on northbound 71 on the south side between Green Lawn Avenue and 315. This report is sponsored by Put-in-Bay Chamber of Commerce and Tourism Bureau. Look out for Put-in-Bay, the island getaway you've been waiting for. Be it a day or a weekend, you can enjoy all sorts of shops, dining, and entertainment. Plan your perfect trip today at visitputinbay.com. Put-in-Bay, an everyday island getaway. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
At Valvoline Instant Oil Change, we're here to help keep you on the road so you can soak up all the summer fun. The road tunes. Take me out to the ball game. Hotel pools. Emergency ice cream stops. The sunscreen and bug spray everywhere.
It's in my eyes.
At Valvoline Instant Oil Change, we're here for it all. So stop in for a quick oil change before you go. Only takes about 15 minutes. No appointment needed.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix that's guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Save big on 18-ounce containers of blueberries or 12-ounce containers of raspberries. Right now, they're only $3.77 each with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Hey, it's Austin Ward here. Did you jump into Awaken 180's Lose 40 by the 4th offer? If you did, wasn't it simple? People think losing weight has to be difficult, but it really isn't if you have the right plan, the right support, and if you're eating to lose weight. If you missed 40 by the 4th, no worries. There's plenty of summer left to hit your goals. Barbecues, golf, pool parties, all included with Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Start today and start dropping weight your very first week. Online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Nashville's hottest band, Old Dominion, is coming to Great American Ballpark on July 10th as part of the Ohio Lottery post-game concert series. After the Reds take on the Marlins, all fans in attendance are invited to stay and enjoy a set from Old Dominion. Plus, you can upgrade your ticket to a pit field pass for an up-close view of the show. For tickets and more information, visit reds.com/concerts.
Get summer blockbuster savings at Coughlin Kia, Central Ohio's largest volume Kia dealer. Right now, take up to $6,000 off MSRP on any new Kia in stock. Plus, get free maintenance for a full year when you buy. Get any new Kia with up to $6,000 off MSRP. Visit CoughlinKia.com.
Largest Kia dealer based on current ground stock at all 4 Coughlin Kia locations. 2025 Kia Sorento XY. MSRP $47,990. $3,000 Coughlin discount. $3,000 factory rebate. Residency restrictions may apply. See dealer for details. N7725.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
He shoots, he scores! No matter your sport, it's a great time of year to be a fan. But the fun stops when you or a loved one can't control your gambling. At Maryhaven, we're here to help. Whether it's gambling, drugs, alcohol, or mental health, you don't have to go it alone. With in-person, virtual, and group options, Maryhaven meets you where you are. Always judgment-free. Go to maryhaven.com today. That's maryhaven.com.
Cool people, good time. It's the biggest and best hot rodding event of the year. The Good Guys 27th Summit Racing Nationals presented by PPG. July 11th through the 13th at the Ohio Expo Center in Columbus. Over 6,000 classics from across the USA. Shop the swap meet at Huge Vendor Midway. See which rides take home the crown of the 2025 Classic Instrument Street Rods and PPG Street Machine of the Year. July 11th through the 13th at the Ohio Expo Center. Details at good-guys.com.
This 4th of July, Bob's Discount Furniture is bringing back 4 for the 4th. Spotlighting 4 must-have trendsetters for $7.99 and under, like my farmhouse chic Calvin bedroom, Play-Day sectional with pop-up sleeper and hidden storage, Consumer Reports recommended treasure mattress, and my 5-star Betty dining set in 4 gorgeous colors. So stop in or visit mybobs.com and celebrate 4 for the 4th.
Oh, my Bob! Bob's Discount Furniture.
Common Man here. I want to talk to you about my buddy Bob Capace from Worthington Jewelers. It's rare that a business comes along and offers you such great quality, service, price. If you or someone you love or like, or even strangers on the street tell you they need a jeweler, tell them you got a guy, and that guy is Bob Capace at Worthington Jewelers.
I'm Bob Capace, and I'm your guy.
Worthington Jewelers on High Street in Worthington, worthingtonjewelers.com, where Columbus gets engaged.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars, Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan.
Good afternoon. I'm Paul Keels. According to reports, Ohio State and Virginia have agreed to a one-up meeting on the basketball schedule for this coming Valentine's Day. The game reportedly to be played at a yet-to-be-determined neutral site. Ohio State also today announcing that linebacker Sonny Styles, safety Caleb Downs, and receiver Jeremiah Smith will represent the Buckeyes at the Big Ten Football Media Days later this summer in Las Vegas. Cincinnati Reds begin a series in Boston with the Red Sox tonight. Chase Burns pitching for the Reds against the Red Sox. Garrett Crochet off day for the Cleveland Guardians, who will be in Chicago to meet the Cubs tomorrow. First round play at Wimbledon today. Men's night seed Daniil Medvedev was upset by unranked Benjamin Bonzi. Second seed and two-time defending champ Carlos Alcaraz survived a 5-set match, defeating Fabio Fognini. This update brought to you by RCD RV Supercenter in Heath, Delaware, and Pataskala, or at rcdrv.com. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Common Man's wife would rather bang her head up against a wall instead of listening to this show. Timmy's wife is banging the milkman. This is Man and Timmy.
I got a bone to pick.
I know.
So, Keels in the Sports Center there talking about how Ohio State basketball and Virginia,
the Cavaliers,
have agreed to a
non-conference game,
non-conference neutral
a February
site
game
matchup. And of course, it has to be neutral site, right? Because that's what it is. You can't play anybody. It's got to always be some sort of dumb tournament. Yeah, I know once in a while they throw us a bone with a game, but I don't know. Doesn't Virginia want to come in to see our new gray floor? It's going to change everything, isn't it?
Maybe the gray is going to be very subtle. Maybe it's not going to pop the way that I first thought.
I hope it's not there at all. I hope it's so subtle that it's gone.
I wanted natural wood, right? Natural wood would have been great, but I love the design. I just wasn't thrilled about having the main predominant color of the court gray. But you know me. I think with the way that college basketball has gone, we need to put a little bit more emphasis back on home court games. And I think we need to get like the big programs to schedule other big programs. That's what we have to do.
Then you schedule a home and home. Okay,
that's what you do.
That's what you do.
Maybe with this February pocket here, because it's like an empty spot in your conference schedule, that two sides can't come to an agreement. There must be something going on there, or we're just stuck in this thought process that neutral site games are easier and that's what works, and maybe you can get a payout for the TV money that way. I think we do a lot. You either have a Maui, a Battle for Atlanta, so you got a multi-team event. That takes 2, sometimes 3 games away from home court environments, and those have their special place for college basketball fans. I do get it. But then you have, say, a CBS Sports Classic, so that's one. And then we've had these other one-off games whether that was West Virginia or I can't remember who else was on that, and you'd send it up to Cleveland. And that's West Virginia is the perfect type of opponent, what I'm talking about, how you could do a nice 2-year home and away with someone like that. Border states, it's not that far of a drive.
More often
for either
than
fan
not,
base.
You have one of these games being played neutral site. You got these tournament games. And I want to say last year during the Big Ten schedule, you can fact check me on this, Teddy. I want to say that men's basketball had 2 Saturday games total.
Oh, yes.
On the Big Ten schedule?
Yes, for Buckeye basketball.
Buckeye basketball, yeah. 2 Saturday games total.
You might even be able to go beyond just Big Ten games. They might have only had a couple of Saturday home games all season. And they've been getting the Sunday games a lot. I don't think there was they might have gone the month of January without playing a weekend game.
That sounds about right.
That might have been the instance with their schedule. They were not done any favors by the conference, no.
Let's talk about BYU quarterback Jate Retzlaff.
Or Jake, right?
What did I say?
Jate?
Jake.
Yeah. Jake with a K.
He is planning to transfer from the school, sources confirmed to ESPN on Sunday. He is facing a 7-game suspension for admitting to premarital sex. That is a violation of the school's honor code.
But it's not just that, is it?
It's not. No, it's not just that. And here's the look. We can, BYU,
Brandon Davies all over again. They're college
crazy.
basketball star.
I understand. Maybe it doesn't align with your outlook on life or my outlook on life. But then again, when you sign on the dotted line to go to BYU, you understand what you have to do.
How'd Jim McMahon adhere to all that stuff?
Well,
pretty good.
Either he adhered to it or he was smart enough not to get caught doing it.
That's what I think happened.
Well, whatever.
The second thing.
Whatever. You know when you go to BYU that you have certain expectations put on you.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't mean we always have to agree with everything, but that's what you get when you take a scholarship over at BYU. The more concerning part to me is that last month a woman filed a civil lawsuit against him saying that back in November of 2023, he raped her and strangled her and bit her. And during the deposition, I guess, when he was questioned about this, he said, I didn't do any of that bad stuff, but we did have consensual sex.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And that's all that BYU needed.
Was all that BYU was looking for.
I'm not saying,
you did it.
I'm not saying they weren't concerned with the possible rapey. But the fact that he admitted to having sex with this woman was all that BYU needed. You violated the honor code. We're going to minimum suspend you 7 games. And he decided, I'm not doing that. I'm going to get out of here.
And so what gives with the lawsuit right now? Is there any other direction that this is going to go? Because
I think the
current lawsuit has been
on.
It has been dismissed as of today. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
As of today. Sorry. What you are holding was printed yesterday, but something just was announced that it's been dismissed.
So lawsuit dismissed, but he admitted that he had premarital sex with this woman, and that was what BYU needed to suspend him, so he's going to go away.
So bye-bye, Jake Retzlaff.
Bye-bye.
And how he's a 20-touchdown guy from last year, threw for about 3,000 yards, 6'1", 205 pounds. He's a guy that's going to have some interest just from his quarterback skills.
Clearly, he didn't hear about the soaking that you do.
You did it. You went there.
Well, my mind was blown when I learned about that a couple months ago.
Let me tell you about soaking. Let me tell you about a lot of these little tricks and little rules
and that's the one thing
my
that
Mormon buddies had when I spent my 2 lovely years
I gather
out in the great state of Utah.
I don't claim to have a very close or, if any, relationship with the higher power. Okay? Some people get messages. Some people see visions. I get none of that. But one thing that I'm fairly certain, if there is an almighty, all-seeing God up there, he probably doesn't appreciate trickery.
Trickery?
You know? It's like, well,
right.
Technically, someone was moving the bed for me, and then, whoops. What do you think? God's up there like, oh, I got to give it to you.
I don't know.
You went the back door, too. Good job on you. Good job.
I don't know what all this hubbub and all this talk is. We're merely just parking. That's all.
You got me.
Yeah, we're just parking.
I got these rules for you, but you found a clever way around them. So
parking, docking,
extra
whatever
spot
it is.
in heaven for you. Good job. You douche.
Oh, little Johnny. Like, you guys think that you're coming up with some kind of new way around getting married because you're still in school. That's the thing, too. I've never lived in a place where I saw more 17 and 18-year-old married couples.
Well, I would assume so.
Yeah, that's just you just noticed it. It was just all over the place when you were at the store, or whether you were at a restaurant, and you would see people that weren't even 20 yet that had little babies running around.
Uh-huh.
But it was planned, you know? Like it was the plan. Like, okay, all right, that's great.
What should we do?
I don't know how much fun that's going to be,
How
but
about
that's
I
great.
put it in your ear? Is there anything in the Bible about that?
It's called the hearing aid.
I'm just saying. You think you laugh. They do it. That seems good.
I didn't hear about that one.
Wimbledon started today. Temperatures in London approaching 90 degrees today and tomorrow.
They're getting the UK heat wave, aren't they?
That's miserable for anybody.
And
But
they don't have a lot of AC.
Especially there.
up there.
No, hardly anybody has air
Old
conditioning.
structures. It's just not something that's up there because of their normal climate.
And also, they're not used to it. Bunch of fair-skinned morons.
Yeah.
Up there in the British Isles.
Just burns.
Their skin and blood. They're not used to this.
How much does a bottle of sunscreen cost in the UK?
They don't even have sunscreen.
Sunscreen?
What do we need sunscreen for?
You've got to get out the straw
What's
hats.
this FPS
the
1?
SPF shirts. It's just oil.
How high are we getting with the SPF now? Because I remember when I was a kid.
15 was heavy, right?
It was 15 or 20.
Yeah,
it was
15.
like, that's the hard stuff.
Well,
right? Now it's like SPF 75.
I would imagine my parents, they would get or my dad especially, he would just have the bronzing 2 or 4.
Oh, yeah, that wasn't sunscreen. That was, I want more sun.
Yeah, it was just burn me, bake me like a rotisserie chicken.
See, back in the day, all these newfangled things, I'm worried about skin cancer. Back in the day.
God forbid, right? You get melanoma.
All the old people, they got melanoma and they loved it. They loved it.
It was just part of you.
That's right.
What they used to always say, it just builds character.
That's right. You get a little skin cancer. It's not going to get anybody.
Bunch of dots all over my head and face. It's just building our character.
When I see a guy who looks like luggage, I say that man's lived.
Feel my skin here. It's like leather, genuine leather.
No, obviously these are all jokes. Please put sunscreen on. I put it on my privates, even though they're never exposed to the sun. Just like the way it feels and tastes.
You don't have SPF underwear?
Smells.
Stop.
You go to BYU. Put some sunscreen on and do it in someone's ear. Why not?
I guess you're in the clear.
Why
right?
not? Oh, I'm fine.
Didn't say anything about ears.
No, I don't think so. No?
Which canal?
No. Hey, I got some scary news for you if you're a Browns fan coming up next. Common Man and Timmy on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
Southbound 270's off-ramp to southbound Georgesville Road on the West Outer Bell is currently closed due to an accident, so you should find another way. And we've got slower traffic on westbound 670 between 71 and Neal Avenue. This report is sponsored by Lotto.com. Feeling lucky? Lotto.com has digital scratch tickets, tons of games, and instant fun. Scratch now on Lotto.com. Must be 18 or older to play the lottery. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Are you ready for the ultimate entertainment experience? It's all here, only with Spectrum TV Select. Popular apps are included: Disney Plus, Max, Peacock Premium, Paramount Plus, AMC Plus, and more. And live TV for sports, entertainment, and news. Enjoy across your devices no matter when or where you are. Get Spectrum TV Select and start streaming your favorites today. It's all here. Visit spectrum.com/entertainment. Restrictions apply.
This wasn't how Patrick pictured himself in retirement. Instead of playing golf every day, he could barely walk because of his severe knee pain.
It hampered everything because it hurt to walk around the golf course. It hurt to swing, just pretty much hurt doing anything.
But the groundbreaking regenerative treatments at QC Kinetics changed everything for Patrick. QC Kinetics uses your body's own healing properties to help repair and restore damaged tissue in your knees, hips, back, and shoulders. No surgery, no drugs, no downtime.
The turnaround's been amazing from where I was to where I am now. I'm gone from a 15 handicap down to a 7 handicap. That's because my knees allow me to play golf like I haven't been able to play probably in 15 years.
Don't let joint pain keep you from doing what you love. Call QC Kinetics today for your complimentary consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544.
Now open at Zoombezi Bay, the all-new conservation tower. It's the only place you'll find the Hive, a world's first water slide with wild 720-degree beehive spin. Muscle Mayhem, a Midwest first with intense drops and twists. And Captina Falls, a head-first racing slide like nothing you've ever seen. 3 slides, 1 tower, endless thrills. Conservation Tower is now open, only at
Zoombezi Bay.
Plan your visit today at ZoomBZBay.com.
Bands are us when dreams sunk in. Bands are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 380-225-BATH.
Bands are us when dreams sunk in. Bands are us.
I can't wait to meet her. Oh my gosh.
Put your hands together for new Dr. Pepper Blackberry and Dr. Pepper Blackberry Zero Sugar.
There she is! Woohoo! Yeah! It's full Dr. Pepper!
With sweet blackberry flavor!
Dr. Pepper Blackberry, I'm obsessed with your succulent taste. Please marry me!
No! Marry me! Marry me, or I'm gonna freak out!
Try new Dr. Pepper Blackberry.
It's a pepper thing!
It's hot out. Stay in the house and cool yourself with the sweet sounds of The Fan. You can watch on YouTube or tell your smart speaker to play 97.1 The Fan. It's the equivalent of putting ice cubes down your pants. All right! The Fan.
Summer is in full swing. If you think you're hot, well, so are your trees. You can help your trees by watering them, especially if they're newly planted. During the hot, dry summer months, your trees could use a water boost. Watering new trees a few times a week will help them survive while they're developing their root system, so don't forget about them. To find out more about watering trees or to find a certified arborist near you, go to treesforohio.org. That's trees, the number 4, ohio.org.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Get a recap of all the day's news from across the state.
ONN affiliate WBNS TV reports.
Haley Kirby reporting in downtown Toledo.
From the State House, Kevin Landers.
ONN Canton. ONN affiliate WKYC TV in Cleveland explains.
In Marietta, Brett Wharf, ONN News.
Emma Henderson in Genoa.
The ONN Daily Podcast. Listen at ONNradio.com or wherever you download your favorite podcasts from the Ohio News Network.
Progressive Insurance, with insurance for cars, home, boat, motorcycles, RVs, and commercial vehicles at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and progressive.com.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Partly sunny, warm, humid, and breezy with scattered showers and a few storms on this Monday. Temperatures in the low 80s. Overnight will fall back down to around 70 degrees. Partly cloudy and humid start to your Tuesday. Again, a chance of some late day showers and storms and highs in the low to mid 80s. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
The ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus is the official sportsbook of Common Man and Timmy. Weekdays at 3. The Fan.
There's a greater than 0% chance Common Man gets fired before this show is over. You're listening to Man and Timmy.
One more time, I want to tell you about our friends at Tri-State Men's Health. You see, summer is here. You feel it. You feel that heat. Longer days, warm, hot, sultry nights, we hope, right? Vacations, date nights. But erectile dysfunction, or ED, as we call it in the biz, can ruin all of that. Mess you up, man. Look, if intimacy feels stressful because of performance issues, just know that you're not alone. And more importantly, there is help. So here's how you start the journey. You just go to tristatemenshealth.com. You take a look around. You see what some of the treatment options are. They have got experts that are working day and night tirelessly, that too, to treat your erectile dysfunction. They've got treatments with success rates well over 90%. Some can have you last an hour or more.
Ridiculous.
You'll be done.
You kidding?
What is this?
Do
Tantric?
58 minutes.
What are you gonna do? It's fine. TriStateMen'sHealth.com. 2 lovely locations right here in Central Ohio. Check them out.
So there's this like Reddit thread that I saw has become a thing where people are responding to McDonald's prices from 1991.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look how much this was. Oh my God.
I mean, it's fun to go back. I've always said, if I had the DeLorean, if I had Doc Brown, Marty, if I had his DeLorean, I think I would want to go back. Everybody says they want the almanac. Obviously, you would take that almanac and become a millionaire, but that's kind of a boring answer right now. I would go back simply to eat. I'd go back. I'd buy groceries. I'd put them in the car, put them in the trunk, come back for all those cheap prices.
You have access
save hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars
to
every
a time machine. You can figure out the secrets of the universe, set your family up for generational wealth, and you want to go get a deal on a can of beans.
Going back to eat. What, another can of beans? Throw me in the back in the discount rack?
Like another can of beans.
I would go back and say, check out the early McDonald's, like the real one in San Bernardino.
Okay, fine.
Check out that speedy system for the first time before Ray Kroc came in and got it.
Here's my problem, though. All these comments in this group, this thread, are the same. So, yeah, why is it like this now? Because it's not, because nothing's like this now. It's 2025, not 1991. What are we doing here? As much as I complain about prices of things, you think it's realistic that you're going to go back to 1991 prices for McDonald's?
Of course not.
But what aggravates
but you're just reminiscing.
I understand. No, it's not reminiscing because it turns into just a bitching session, a complaining session. And it tasted better then, too. Oh, you mean it tasted better when you were 7? Everything tastes better when you're 7. My daughter goes to McDonald's now, and guess what she's going to say 25 years from now? It tasted better when I was a kid. You want to know why? Because you were a kid.
It's just some bitching and moaning.
That's why it tastes better.
It's a Reddit thread. It's a wasteland.
McDonald's is just as good in 2025 as it was in 1991. Prices aside, it is. Want to know why, too? It tasted better. Number one, you were a child. Number two, we didn't have other places to go. You didn't have a Five Guys to compare it to, or a Culver's, or a Shake Shack. You didn't have that. You had the dirty Burger King down the street. That's what you had. If you wanted a burger in 1991, you were limited to where you could get that burger.
Hey, so I did actually get to experience one of life's great joys today. Love to do it from time to time. If Jack wakes up early enough for me to see him before I start my day and start my routine, which is always a nice, pleasant surprise. I say, hey, old Jack, old boy, let's head out and get some breakfast, right? Oh, where are we going? You'll see. Get on out there. I see in my little McDonald's app, I've got a deal waiting for me, a $1 breakfast sandwich, which we talk about those 1991 prices. The breakfast sandwiches they didn't have the bagel, so that's a miss by McDonald's. If you're going to say $1 for any breakfast sandwich,
yeah, that's right.
Why don't we include those bagels? You're including damn near everything else. And the McGriddle, I went off the board a little bit. I usually would get a biscuit or a McMuffin or a bagel. I felt like getting the McGriddle. I hadn't had it in a long time. I went with the bacon, and I realized the McDonald's sausage sandwiches, that's actually the way to go because of the coverage, but haven't had a bacon sandwich in quite a long time. But going to get a McDonald's breakfast and sit in there, dine in with one of your loved ones, puts a smile on my face. It's just a blast to the past.
Pleasures.
Yeah, it really is. Mickey D's breakfast. It's wonderful.
Well, yeah, and by the way, it was better in 1991. Hope you don't like a McGriddle or a sausage burrito or a bagel sandwich. Right? Because they didn't have any of that crap.
I don't ever remember myself thinking in terms of taste. The prices, yes, obviously.
Well, of course.
That's just a natural adult thing to say now. It's an old person thing to say. Like when we step outside and we just have a 5-minute discussion about the weather. That's just something that old people do. We talk about the dumbest things that don't matter. We talk about people's lawns.
Man, it's really hot out. It is really. What's the weather in Scotland today?
Oh.
Now, they're having a heat wave in London today. London, by the way, high temperature in London today, 90.
That's not good.
That's not good. But let's go
what's
to
Dunkeld?
Oh, Dunkeld. Oh, Dunkeld. It was fairly hot there today, 69 degrees.
Oh, no.
69, but tomorrow, 60, 63, 62, 60, 64.
Better.
Little rain every single day keeps everything green and lush.
I'm showing that they had a high of 74 today.
Well, where are you getting your information?
I'm just looking at the weather
different
app.
sources?
The Google weather app says Dunkeld, UK. Mess you up. It's too hot.
The Cabbage, Mary Kay Cabot, covers the Browns for the Plain Dealer, says that Deshaun Watson has taken Shadir Sanders under his wing.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you exactly the point in that massage where you should be ploofing in someone's face. That's what I'm going to show you.
Maybe he could be his driving instructor as well.
I'm told, too, that Deshaun Watson's been very, very nice. He's been a cheerleader for all the other quarterbacks in the room, not just the rookies, but the veterans as well, which is not... Look, you're paying money for something.
$250 million.
Well, I'm just saying, you're not going to get any performance on the field. That ship has sailed.
No.
He's never playing for you again. So you'll have the highest priced, cheerleader.
Ever.
Yay.
Ever.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Okay. It's better than having a what? Malcontent.
A malcontent.
Malcontent.
I thought you were going to say it's better than having a milkman.
Had a little stroke. I need some soaking. Go to BYU.
Where it's legal.
Ed Orgeron is $8 million lighter. So
that's too bad.
Former,
he's got enough though, Coach O. I think he'll be straight.
Here's the problem though. So he was at LSU and then he was fired from LSU.
Mm-hmm.
I guess him and his wife were separated during the time. Because remember, he was bringing his honeys to practice with him.
Yeah.
Go sit up there, Brianna.
Mm-hmm.
Daddy's got to take care of some business. And later on, take you to Motel 6, do some soaking.
Okay, Coach O.
Oh.
Leave the light on for me.
Yeah, I call him Coach O in the sack, too. I like it. Suck the heads off some crawdaddies.
The Coach O face.
I'm good at sucking the heads off the crawdaddies.
Sure.
Anyway, so he's separated from his wife. They're going to get a divorce. He gets fired. He contends that he shouldn't have to share his buyout with her because that's for future stuff. That has nothing to do with
everything that I had
everything else.
At the point where our marriage was severed.
That's future stuff. That $17 million belongs to me. You shouldn't get that. You, of course, were married to me for a long time. You're going to get half of what I earned in the past. I have no problem with that.
Sure.
But this $17 million, I'm keeping it.
I wonder if we have any divorce attorneys that are listening in as to whether Ed's ex-wife has a good stake to this money or not.
In the courts in Louisiana for a long time. For a while, you had a couple lower courts rule in favor of Ed. She appealed those. I guess it went up to the Louisiana Supreme Court, and they just ruled on it this weekend. And she gets
the money.
$8 million.
$8 million. Part of that. I mean, I guess this is the risk that you run, right? When you have a divorce and you got a big pile of cash, even though you continue to earn it, you can argue. Good lawyers are going to argue however they're going to argue. And they're going to win you some money. Sounds like she had better lawyers.
What do you think about that, Coach O?
You need a Hummer? Tell them about it, JoJo.
JoJo to practice with me. What are we doing? Are we doing Foodgasm? No, that's not now. Foodgasm coming up at 4:46. Jason's Beef at 5:30. Coming up next, we're going to talk about a professional athlete at the center of a federal gambling probe. Not pretty. Common Man and Timmy on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
We've got some slowdown on eastbound 70 on the east side from Livingston Avenue to 33. And you're going to hit a couple-minute delay if you're on eastbound 33 between 270 and Bixby Road on the East Outer Belt. This report is sponsored by Put-in-Bay Chamber of Commerce and Tourism Bureau. A slice of paradise on Lake Erie for any getaway or retreat. Put-in-Bay awaits with dining, Crystal Cave, Heinemann Winery, and Perry's Memorial. Start planning at visitputtinbay.com. Put-in-Bay, an everyday island getaway. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by RCD RV Supercenter. Declare your independence on the open road with RCD RV, July 5th through 19th. Shop 650 plus RVs now at rcdrv.com.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix that's guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
You can save big on 12 packs of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or 7-Up. Select varieties or buy 2, get 2 free with your card. Limit 8. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Breaking news.
Never ordinary at Bet365. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. TNCs apply. Available in app only.
The champs are back. Ohio State football returns to the Shoe this fall with powerhouse matchups against Texas, Penn State, and more. Your Buckeye Saturdays begin at ohiostatebuckeyes.com, where you can grab single game tickets that are on sale now. Gear up and get ready for game day.
Sometimes I hear a sparkling sound.
Like when we say, all you have to do is point?
There it is.
That's the sound of magic happening.
Magic like we can come the day you call us? Wow.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
Common Man and Timmy is sponsored by Hinderer Motorsports. Listen every weekday from 3 to 6. They're good, clean boys. The Fan.
One has pizza sauce for blood. The other is Rachel Maddow. You're listening to Common Man and Timmy.
Federal authorities are investigating Pistons guard Malik Beasley on allegations of gambling related to NBA games and prop bets. The allegations are from the 23-24 season when Beasley played for the Bucks. He averaged 11 points in 79 games that season. He made a career-high 77 starts. At least one prominent U.S. sportsbook detected unusually heavy betting interest on Beasley's stats beginning around January 2024.
Okay, yeah. I want to say this is something that I definitely saw coming when gambling was more widespread. When it became legal in states like ours and states all across the country, prop bets always to me seemed like the easiest way to get some action, because you think about it. If you have like a player prop bet for myself and my over-under is, say, like 14.5, how easy would it be for me to just sort of nonchalantly pass the ball a couple more times, not even make it look like I'm tanking? But I can understand that when you can really act your way through that, which is horribly wrong, of course, but I envision that would be one of the ways to try to cheat the system with more widespread gambling.
Beasley and the Pistons were in talks on a 3-year, $42 million contract, but now the talks are on pause. This is they should investigate it, obviously. If they find wrongdoing, he should be suspended for the rest of his playing career. I mean, if we're out there actively betting on things in general, if you're an NBA player, bad. Betting on the NBA, off limits. Betting on yourself, your career is done.
Done.
If that's the case. But
awful.
I've heard a lot of people say, and so this is why we can't have sports gambling. And I don't agree. We had this when there was no such thing as legalized sports gambling. I think what you do is exactly what they're doing here. You investigate. You put, guardrails in place to catch these people, and then you kick them out.
Yeah.
You punish. Yeah. Just because it happens doesn't mean we shouldn't be able to gamble on sports. I don't take it that way.
I put it this way: what the state of Ohio did for college sports Remember, they took away prop betting. Of course, a lot of people listening that are into that, they know. But it was the...
Well, they never introduced it, right?
It was the reasoning. No, I want to say that it was here at the beginning, and then they took it off the board. Maybe I'm wrong about that.
Teddy's a big
People that
degenerate.
bet heavily on college sports since it first was legalized.
Yeah,
was there
you could
prop
do it.
betting at the very beginning?
Yes.
I thought so.
And then
I
they
thought
changed it up, yeah.
But it was the reasoning. It was the justification. It wasn't, even like you said, it still wouldn't be right to do so, to say, like, well, we have Malik Beasley say that they find him guilty and they find an abundance of evidence that he was tanking games or he was fudging the way,
games necessarily, but
or just changing the way that he played because he had. Forget about it. If you have action on yourself,
that's right.
We're done. Like you can't.
You're done forever.
Even if you're betting for yourself
Doesn't
and you're
matter.
like trying to score more points than you usually would. Give me the ball, dude. Like it's the fourth quarter. I need 8 more points. Like I got action on this. I got to go and score. And my buddies all have action on it too. What are we talking about? Like Bruce Willis from Pulp Fiction? You cannot do that. That's not something that you can do. But Ohio pointed to, that will make it easier on athletes as far as negativity and sick comments getting to them. Online or social media abuse will be lessened because we're taking prop bets off the board, which, okay, like if you want to do something or make a change because it's college sports, that's fine. But I don't think that's going to eradicate the problem. Put it that way.
It's not.
Because they're going to come after the stars. People that are sick enough to do that, to contact people on social media or otherwise because a bet falls through, they will still find somebody to be mad about, even if a team bet falls apart because of a couple of lackluster performances from certain individuals. They'll still go after those guys if it's their prerogative. It's not right, but that's just what bad people will do.
You sent me this today. Columbus is apparently very boring. This is from financebuzz.com. They looked at the 75 biggest cities in the country and rated them based on most boring. The most boring city in America, according to them, is Tallahassee.
No,
right?
I think Tallahassee was more
I'm sorry,
boring.
Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Jacksonville's number 1. Tallahassee was also on the list at number 9. But Jacksonville, number 1. Columbus comes on the list at number 8. We are the 8th most boring city in America. Here is how they measured this.
I just don't.
Population makeup. Cities brimming with excitement and energy tend to attract younger people. We certainly don't have any of those here with the biggest university in the world right down the street. While cities that are more laid back and slower paced appeal to older Americans. Okay. Culinary scene. Good food makes for happy people. Cities brimming with hip, friendly, and award-winning local restaurants are more appealing to foodies than chain restaurants. You know, that's one of Columbus's claim to fame, is that a lot of good restaurants in this town, but I guess not according to Finance Buzz. Outdoor activities. Cities with ways for people to enjoy the outdoors afford more opportunities to take in the excitement that nature provides. In contrast, cities where green spaces and nature are choked out by urban development can be seen as bland and depressing for some. Also, they're measuring nightlife here and just the generic category of things to do. Cities tend to have their signature events and attractions that both locals and visitors know about. In some places, the list of must-do items can be so long that it would take multiple visits to get to everything, while in other cities, people may be scraping the bottom of the barrel after a day or two. See, this is a fundamental detachment.
This is just
on what I think.
This is ridiculous.
This list should be about. All right, you're essentially what you said with things to do. It's like, wow, take a vacation there. What do? You don't vacation here, okay? I know that the state of Ohio has little vacation things they run. It's like the heart of it all. Come visit.
Yeah, yeah.
If you're taking a week-long vacation to Central Ohio, unless you have family here, you're doing it wrong. This is not a place you go on vacation. This is what I was talking to somebody when I was over in Europe a couple weeks back. Well, what is Columbus like? It is an excellent place to live.
That's different.
Love it.
Than just putting your town on a most boring list,
Because then you know what? Sign me up for the boring.
I completely agree with you.
Because I love it.
You're not going to come across many people out there that are going to say, yeah, I'm planning a 7-day trip to Columbus, Ohio.
You're
Someone that's
stupid if you
from
do.
San Francisco, you know? That's not something that happens. That doesn't make our town boring because you're not going to use this as a vacation destination. We have an NHL team, for God's sakes. Outdoor activities. We just had the ComFest there. You want people watching?
You want to see some boobies.
Whoa.
Some disgusting boobies and body paint.
It's technically legal in Ohio, right?
I don't know if it is or not.
I think it's debated, but I thought there was
we got boobies. We got
court ruling years in the past.
Gambling. We got Arnold Fest.
Arnold
we
Fest.
Get both those things, just boobies and roided out gambling.
Should we do that together? Just have
Arnold?
topless weightlifting then?
Oh, absolutely.
If the guys are topless, then
why not?
Yeah.
The hell. What else do we have? We got wonderful suburbs that have their own character.
They do.
We got
and
a big-time golf tournament.
Every suburb that is around Columbus, they all have their own nice little downtown or old town kind of feel. There's a lot of good ice cream shops and things to do.
Manufactured
Splash pads
or
everywhere.
Otherwise. You know, you have Old Dublin. You also have, Bridge Park there.
You got Easton.
To enjoy. Anyway,
Yeah.
look, we live here. That's fine. Other people don't live here. They don't get it. Cool. Put us 8th on the list. I don't care. Here's what I've said, though, for years. If you truly want tourism in this area, then here's what you should be doing. Let's not waste time and money with commercials about the heart of it all and all these other bull crap stuff you throw out there. Here's what you do. You go to Pittsburgh. You go find the biggest street, the most busiest street corner in downtown Pittsburgh. I don't know what it is, but you find it. Look at the traffic metrics.
Yeah.
You put a billboard up there. Ohio, take your next vacation. Want to know why? Sales tax by bio. And then you'll see all the people coming here to buy cars and spend money and buy clothes and do shopping. They'll take a little jaunt into the city.
That's a good slogan, too.
Into the state. Sales tax
come
by
to
bio.
Ohio, sales tax by bio.
By bio.
Yeah.
You want to get people to vacation here? You got to hit them where it counts from a practical standpoint.
Yeah, cheaper.
What are you going to say? Oh, look at our mountain vistas. Nope. Come hang out on our shorelines, at least here up in Northeast Ohio. Sure. Nope. Not going to do that.
Also, you should have billboards on the Pennsylvania Turnpike where you tell people that the roads are free. Once
driving.
you keep driving west.
Keep driving.
You won't be paying.
You'll get an Auntie Anne's pretzel for $4, not $13.
Tell them what the price of the pretzels
you
are.
Losers.
And we don't have Sbarro here. We probably do have Sbarro, but
we're the headquarters of Sbarro. I think Columbus is the headquarters of Sbarro.
You're telling me Columbus, Ohio is the HQ of Sbarro Pizza?
It was. I don't know if
Is
it
that what you're
still
telling
is.
me right now?
Teddy.
Did you just teach me something?
I'm
that's
delusional.
that's a new fact for me.
Anyway, come
Love
to
learning
Ohio,
things.
sales tax by bio. That's what it should
Put
be.
us next to Tallahassee. What a ridiculous statement.
Where's the Sbarro World headquarters, Teddy?
I would think New York.
That would be Columbus, Ohio.
What? Wow. I mean, you're wearing the Italia shirt today. You would know.
Yeah, because that's what people think about when they think of true, authentic New York style pizza.
Yeah, that's what you got to get.
By the way, I got nothing against that. But you said you paid $6.50 for a slice of cheese
$6.50,
at a Sbarro?
$7 for a Sbarro, $12, $13 for an Auntie Anne's pretzel or a cup of the pretzel nuggets.
Foodgasm is up next. Common Man and Timmy on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
We've got about a 5-minute delay on westbound 270 on the North Outer Belt between Westerville and 71. And there's a slowdown on northbound 315 between Henderson Road and 161. This report is sponsored by Lotto.com. Feeling lucky? Lotto.com has digital scratch tickets, tons of games, and instant fun. Scratch now on Lotto.com. Must be 18 or older to play the lottery. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members.
Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify.
Common Man here. Let me tell you something. I'm on these Germain inter-office emails. At Germain Lexus, during the month of June, they've challenged themselves to sell more cars than they ever have in 1 month. What does that mean? Well, I'm stupid, but to me, that means they're willing to deal, baby. And the Memorial cars are on the lot. The ones the golfers drive for the tournament are now available to you. I've been a Germain customer for years, even before I started doing the commercials. If you're in the market, please stop in. Germain Lexus, 2 locations to serve you, Dublin and Easton, GermainLexus.com.
It's been a great run. Care Heating and Cooling has achieved goals I could only imagine 30 years ago. But now it's time for the next generation to take over. This is Mike Weens, now the retired founder of Care Heating and Cooling with my sons, Dennis and Ryan.
Dad, I remember you saying that a family business should reflect family values, that a customer deserves to be treated with kindness and compassion.
And those values will never change. The reputation you built for being fair and honest is our greatest asset.
In fact, in 2024, Care was awarded a BBB Torch Award for ethics and named the Lennox Partner of the Year.
You don't earn those awards by leaving cat toys behind. It's an honor to continue serving Central Ohio as a locally owned, family-run business.
So, whether you need a tune-up, repair, or just honest advice, Care is here for you.
Call Care Heating and Cooling at 1-800-COOLING or schedule an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com. When you need a company you can trust.
Bobby Carpenter here with Riverside Bank of Dublin Sports Money Report. In sports, it's always a good idea to be working on your fundamentals. Off-season, during the season, it doesn't matter. The ones who drill the fundamentals are the ones who consistently win. The same holds true when you're running a business. Chuck Moore, CEO, and Travis Sanders, president of Riverside Bank of Dublin, know banking fundamentals can make all the difference.
Thanks, Bobby. There's no substitute for doing the right thing, and often the hard thing in business. Managing the books, cash flow, and sales tracking is as important as producing the product. The business cannot succeed without good fiscal management.
Thanks, Chuck. Riverside Bank of Dublin knows that most business owners are busy people, and that's why we can assist in cash management. Let one of our commercial bankers help you do the right thing, too. These skills will help you grow your business and get a loan when the time comes. We want to help. Call us.
Tune in every day for the Riverside Bank of Dublin Sports Money Report. Visit their office at 6300 France Road in Dublin or online at riverside.bank.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
All your favorite and least favorite fan shows are available wherever you get your podcasts. Just type in 971 The Fan to the search bar and hit that subscribe button. It's free.
We're the land of the free and the home of the sunburnt, freckled fat guy.
Do it now.
Delaware County Veterans Services is ready to help you access VA benefits, emergency financial assistance, dental and medical grants, transportation, and more. Give Delaware County Veterans Services a call, 740-833-2010 to schedule an appointment.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know in making the most of your home, DIY doesn't just stand for do it yourself. It also means dream it yourself. And we're here to help protect the dreams you're building. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
For over 78 years, our family's been part of your love stories. At Diamond Seller, we offer bigger diamonds, better prices, and timeless designs for every chapter of your life. From your first yes to your forever I do, trust the jeweler who knows diamonds best. Visit Diamond Seller today.
Want to know anything about the Fans contest, how to win, or what's up for grabs? Check out 971thefan.com. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
If the authorities looked at their Instagram accounts, they'd be arrested immediately.
Daddy, what are you doing?
You're listening to Common Man and Timmy.
This dumb show brought to you by the Hinder Motor Company. Foodgasm coming up in mere moments. Jason's Beef coming up at 5:30. Jason's going to be live at the Phillies ballpark today. So I think he's having a special picnic with the Philly fanatic.
The old Philly fanatic.
He's packed a lunch.
That fanatic, he's a menace.
Is it a he, you think?
Well, it's No, I guess it's not a he.
I don't know.
It's an it.
I don't know if the gender has ever been revealed to the fanatic.
Shouldn't have said he. Sorry. It, that thing, that Philly fanatic, that thing is a menace as far as it goes for mascots. He's no Oriole Bird. I'll tell you that.
Oriole Bird, good, clean bird.
That's a GCB right there. That's a good, clean bird. You're right.
Food
He's
gas.
not gyrating.
Man and Timmy present
Oh, yeah.
Foodgasm.
Sponsored by Metal Supermarkets. Visit metalsupermarkets.com/Columbus for all your metal needs.
All right, I got something for you. Got the holiday coming up this week. Maybe you're hosting. Maybe you want to bring something over to somebody's house. Maybe you're charged with bringing the dessert. Maybe you want something a little bit different. You don't want to just bake something yourself because you're lazy and it's hot out and you suck.
Well, you're not doing a big cookout. You're going to get Popeyes for everybody as far as the entree.
You don't want to just stop at a grocery store, pick up a cake. Although I will say Giant Eagle has very good cakes. I got this cake for myself about a year ago. It's on Goldbelly. The place is called Sugary. They're located in New Albany, Mississippi. Not our New Albany.
The other New Albany.
The other New Albany. It's chocolate buttercream frosted cake. It's just a chocolate cake.
Oh.
And you're saying, well, what's the big deal? I can get a chocolate cake. I'm telling you right now, I've had a lot of chocolate cakes. I make a mean chocolate cake. I won't make a cake anymore because this is just as good, if not better, than what I make in my own house.
Okay.
We ordered this. Your pants fly right off. I want you to do me a favor. Now, it's not cheap. It's a mail order cake. You're paying for a plane ticket. It's like $79 to get this cake, but it's a big cake. Serves a bunch of people. When you get it home, I want you to do me a favor because my mother's an idiot. What she does is she takes everything, peanut butter, everything, puts it in the fridge. You don't have to do that. You take this cake, you leave it out on the counter for 10 hours minimum. Then, and only then, do you slice it up and you serve it. And then you'll have leftovers perhaps, and you leave that on the counter. You do not put it in the refrigerator. Buttercream can stay on the counter for a minimum of 1 week. You keep it out there.
And that room temperature it makes that experience so much better.
It's
much
better.
More moist, right?
It is so much smooth.
Sometimes
it's moist.
Sometimes putting things in the refrigerator is not the best move.
It's a rich, delicious chocolate cake. The place is called Sugary's, New Albany, Mississippi. They just call it chocolate buttercream frosting cake. And it is delicious. And I believe if you order today, by the way, they're not paying me for this. I get nothing. If you order today, they will get it to you by Wednesday.
Another, because you said you talked about cake right there.
No ad.
The whole time, and this is also not an ad, I just was thinking about somebody that is more local because they did do a food drop a year ago or so. And I'm talking about the Cheesecake Girl.
Oh, very good.
Have you ever had any products from them?
I have.
My God.
Delicious. I
thought I knew cheesecake. And then when they brought over some of their cakes, they did something. I know they've got different menus based on what month it is. So with 4th of July coming up, they probably have something special. I'm perusing their menu right now. I don't see what is in my memory bank for what they brought in, but the birthday cake cheesecake has got to be close. And I think what they've got with the crust there, it is so good. Everything is just utmost quality. You're paying a premium for it, but you will know where your money went
Are we eating,
when you try it.
Or are we eating?
We're eating.
What are we doing?
Eating good.
Especially when you're talking about a holiday. This is a holiday. Celebrate America accordingly. Also, with cheesecake, we're doing that wrong. Most of us are taking a cheesecake from the fridge, we're slicing it, we're eating it. That's wrong. You put it on the counter. 4 or 5 hours. You let it get soft and happy. Then and only then do you eat that creamy cheesecake.
Good tips. Most people would think it's got to be chilled and cold because of the cheese factor.
You don't have to do that. You're not going to die. Eat a creamy cheesecake the way God intended it.
Oh, look at this one. This one they have, it's called the Carnival. Carnival. Shortbread crust, golden Oreo sprinkle cheesecake topped with buttercream, golden Oreos, and sprinkles. There is so much going on with this. The golden Oreos for sort of a crust of the cheesecake.
Luscious.
Crispy.
Luscious.
That is so good looking. They've got a coconut cream pie there as well. Oh my God, they've got so many good looking things. Key lime pie sounds delicious this time of year as well. Well, another thing we got coming up is the 4th of July. As you talked about celebrating America. So hot dogs are going to be consumed at an all-time level. Some quick stats for you guys on hot dog consumption on the big holiday. We're expected to consume about 150 million. It's the single biggest hot dog day of the year. The Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest is a big reason for that. 150 million hot dogs, that would stretch from Washington, D.C. to Los Angeles 5 times over. There and back 5 times.
Why do we do this?
It's also National Hot Dog Month when we dip into July. Back in 2022, over 900 million pounds of hot dogs were sold at retail stores, resulting in over 3 billion in sales. That was a yearly figure there.
You're making your hot dogs at home. How are you making it?
Very burnt.
What are you putting on it?
If you have like a 1 through 10 scale, you see some of these on social media sometimes giving you the burn level. If 1 was almost like limp noodle, I would want mine at, say, a 9.
You want it
I want
charred up.
8 to a 9.
You want cancer on a bun.
Oh, yeah. And I think the perfect hot dog. Been to a lot of places. I know you got a soft spot in your heart for a Chicago dog. I'm a Carolina style all the way. I think
that's unfamiliar to most people, though.
Let me tell you what it is. And you can do this at home easily. Just get, even the chili might not be completely on point, but get whatever. You can get a Hormel can, whatever it is. Just warm it up, put it on there. You need a little mustard, diced onion, chili. And once you spend some time and make your favorite coleslaw. Make your favorite coleslaw as fresh as can be, crisp as can be.
Vinegar-based coleslaw, though.
Creamy.
Creamy.
For the chili dog, for the Carolina style dog, it's a creamy dog. It's a creamy slaw.
This is from the guy who doesn't like mayonnaise, you, right?
Just don't do it. Just don't do it. Don't do it with me for this. Just let me.
I'm sorry.
Just let me enjoy.
Oh, mayonnaise is so disgusting. Give me some creamy coleslaw.
It's a topping. It's blending and dancing.
As opposed to just eating straight mayo out of the jar like Beanie Wells does. Yeah, everything's a topping.
Don't want to just eat straight mayo, but if it's an ingredient in some things, I can tolerate it.
All right. I don't understand you.
You do understand me.
Rhyme time. He's a good, clean boy. Pants flew off his body this morning. I'm going to tell you why coming up next. Common Man and Timmy on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
You're looking at some slowdown due to an accident that's on Cleveland Avenue between Weber Road and East Lakeview Avenue. And we've got a bit of a delay on southbound 71 on the north side between Polaris Parkway and 270. This report is sponsored by Put-in-Bay Chamber of Commerce and Tourism Bureau. A slice of paradise on Lake Erie for any getaway or retreat. Put-in-Bay awaits with dining, Crystal Cave, Heinemann Winery, and Perry's Memorial. Start planning at visitputinbay.com. Put-in-Bay, an everyday island getaway. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Used car prices are sky high. Valley's paying top dollar today. Don't waste time selling it yourself. Any car, any truck, any year, we want it now. No games, no waiting, just cash. Get to Valley before the market drops.
ValleySuperstore.com. Let's be honest, we could all use a little vacation from the ordinary. But with Tim Hortons' new refreshers, you don't need to pack your bags. Just sip, relax, and enjoy your refreshing 16-ounce vacation. With tropical mango packed with real pineapple and mango pieces. And strawberry watermelon kiwi featuring real pieces of strawberry and kiwi. Also, try it with lemonade or coconut milk. A choose-your-own taste bud adventure. Head to Tim's for the new refreshers. Your 16-ounce vacation awaits. Only at your neighborhood Tim Hortons. At participating U.S. restaurants.
Hollywood Casino Columbus is bringing the funny this summer. Tiffany Haddish takes the mic on Friday, July 18th with the Funny and Fearless Tour. Then Dion Cole Live hits the stage Friday, September 5th for a night of nonstop laughs. 2 comedy icons, 2 unforgettable nights. Get your friends, grab a drink, and get ready to laugh all night long. Big names, big laughs, only at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Tickets available at Ticketmaster. Visit HollywoodColumbus.com for more details. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Hey, it's Austin Ward here. Did you jump into Awaken 180's lose 40 by the 4th offer? If you did, wasn't it simple? People think losing weight has to be difficult, but it really isn't if you have the right plan, the right support, and if you're eating to lose weight. If you missed 40 by the 4th, no worries. There's plenty of summer left to hit your goals. Barbecues, golf, pool parties, all included with Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Start today and start dropping weight your very first week. Online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Working your way through that honey-do list? That means more flushes, more showers, more fiddling with the thermostat. Trust the pros at the Waterworks with your plumbing and drain cleanings and repairs and all your heating and cooling needs. Our certified pros can repair or replace your furnace or air conditioner. Clogs? Call the Waterworks. Drain cleaning? Call the Waterworks. Plumbing issues? Call the Waterworks. Furnace repairs? Call the Waterworks. The Waterworks, trusted neighborhood plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling experts.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Guys, listen up. How many of you out there have been diagnosed with sleep apnea? Maybe your partner can't tolerate your snoring every night. You can't stand your CPAP machine. I totally get it. But the good news is there are alternatives to the CPAP machine. And Dr. Mark Levy is here to change your sleep and your life. Trust me, your spouse will thank you later. Dr. Mark Levy can customize an oral appliance that opens your airways, helps you breathe better, and of course, stops your snoring. That's the main point. It's quick and comfortable and an alternative to those bulky, loud CPAP machines you always hear about. For over 15 years, Dr. Mark Levy has led the way when it comes to treating snoring and sleep apnea, and now he's expanding his practice to better serve his patients with a brand new location in Marysville. I love Marysville. If you're snoring and not sleeping, you need to call Dr. Mark Levy's office today. Do not delay. Schedule your appointment today with Dr. Mark Levy at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. That's 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. You can also visit him online at sleepbettercolumbus.com. And now, sleepbettermarysville.com too.
This is This Date in Reds Baseball with team historian Greg Rhodes.
The second longest game in Reds history, a 20-inning affair, played on this date, June 30th, back in 1892. Chicago and Cincinnati to play the Reds. And by the end of the fifth, the score was 7-7. You might think the clubs would have used relief pitchers by this point, but in this era, starting pitchers usually went the distance no matter the score. And so the starters were still in the game. And evidently both got their second wind. For over the next 15 innings, neither allowed a run. Both starters pitched the entire 20 innings. The game was finally called because the Chicago club had to catch a train. Don't think you're likely to see a game like that again, but it happened on this June 30th, 1892, this date in Reds baseball.
This Date in Reds Baseball is brought to you by the Cincinnati Reds Hall of Fame and Museum, presented by Dinsmore. Celebrating greatness, preserving history, providing inspiration.
There's a new way to surround yourself with savings at Giant Eagle and Market District. Shop Giant Eagle's uncompromising quality at a reliable price with everyday savings. Look for signs throughout the store to find bargains on produce, meat, and more. Visit Giant Eagle to see how easy it is to save.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars, Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan.
Good afternoon. This is Paul Keels. According to reports, Ohio State and Virginia has agreed to meet this coming basketball season on Valentine's Day in a yet-to-be-determined neutral site. This adds to a non-conference schedule already, including North Carolina, West Virginia, and Notre Dame. The Ohio State football team announcing that Sonny Styles, Caleb Downs, and Jeremiah Smith will be their representatives to the Big Ten Media Days later this summer. Pittsburgh Steelers today acquired Pro Bowl cornerback Jalen Ramsey along with tight end Jonnu Smith from the Miami Dolphins in exchange for Pro Bowl safety Minkah Fitzpatrick. Cincinnati Reds begin a series in Boston against the Red Sox tonight. You can hear that here on the Fan. Off day for the Cleveland Guardians, who dropped 4 in a row there in Chicago to meet the Cubs. Tomorrow and at Wimbledon, men's night seed Daniil Medvedev upset by unranked Benjamin Bonzi. Breaking sports news when it happens on the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
They refer to each other as stupid, so they must get along.
We fight a lot, but at the end of the day, it's okay, because we really do hate each other.
You're listening to Common Man and Timmy.
Happy Monday. So glad you've tuned in.
Holiday week here.
That's right.
Yeah, coming up on Friday, 4th
You
of
having
July.
people over, or are you going someplace?
There's not really a plan. I know what I'm not doing. And hey, to each their own. Celebrate our holiday the way that you're going to. I am not in a place where I can do red, white, and boom at this point in time. It's just too much. It's just too much going on.
The way you said that is like, well, I'd love to attend. I have a thing. I can't go.
Yeah. No, it's
in
that
reality,
there's
you
an
don't want
abundance
to
of
attend.
people and fireworks and all that. It's great. It's the American holiday. A lot of people love it, but I will sit back on that one and go with the more relax and chill method for my holiday.
I agree with you. Red, White, and Boom has many attractive things for me. I enjoy the fireworks show. I enjoy that.
Yeah.
What I do not enjoy is people or outside. And with Red, White, and Boom, you get both of those things.
There is an abundance of that. I'm at the point now where I don't need to go to fireworks, but say I'm at a baseball game and I was already attending and they might do a Friday night firework thing, I will stay.
Of course you
I will
will.
stay in my seat.
Who's going to not
I will
stay?
enjoy those. That's good. Where we were at the Jersey Shore, they do a fireworks show every Friday night. We can actually sit out on the porch and just watch them that way. So we would do that as well.
I'm having Mom and Dad come over, and I'm bucking tradition, I guess. I'm making steaks. I'm doing steaks.
Steaks?
And not hot dogs or hamburgers.
All right, grilling steaks.
Well, I have a certain method that I use with my steaks.
I know. You get the sous vide.
There's a sous vide, and then there's a grilling involved, but that
because
comes after the fact.
It can't be just like a flesh
It's just a
colored piece of
gray
meat.
fetus. If you don't, you got to sear it,
You got to
baby.
put some marks on that. You've got to make it a darker
That's
brown.
right. I make my own compound butter, too. Season it up with some fresh herbs from the garden, some garlic. You melt that over there. I was thinking of doing like some Mexican street corn.
Oh,
with the steaks.
That's a great idea. That's a great.
And then for dessert,
people would get at you and say Mexican street corn, 4th of July. Yeah, that's
Hey,
right.
that's right.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm singing the national anthem in Spanish, too. I don't care.
Sure.
It's like a Dodger game.
I'm gonna
Who the
have
hell cares?
I'm gonna have a Pacifico to drink too.
You know what else I'm having, too? Oh, man. My wife doesn't do anything in the kitchen. I take care of that. But one thing she does do is she makes the best blueberry cobbler in the world. She found a recipe like 20 years ago, and she's been making it ever since. And I don't touch it. That's her thing. She makes it. And she's going to make that cobbler and get a little vanilla ice cream you put on top of that.
Oh, vanilla bean.
Oh, you got to have the bean.
Got to have that bean.
If it's not bean, you flick it right out of there.
Right.
You flick it out. You got to get the
Straight
bean.
out. It's the crust is everything when you're talking about a cobbler. She's like a lattice type of effect.
No. It's like almost biscuit dollops on top.
Ooh,
with a little lemony twist.
Oh, my God.
Fresh blueberries and just, oh, yeah.
Hey, before we broke, I know I assume your style of hot dog is a Chicago dog.
Well, that's where I'm from.
It's where you're from. Is there any other? Like if it's not a Chicago dog, first off, like tell them how you prepare that because there's no grilling involved with a Chicago dog.
It depends. It depends. I steam the dogs. I steam the dogs and I steam the buns. That is a big step that I think people forget.
Yeah.
You got to get that bun nice and soft.
It's got to be soft. It's got to be moist.
That should melt in your mouth.
Let me
it should
try
become one entity.
I always struggle at getting every single ingredient. Like I would know it from looking at it,
Go ahead.
Chicago dog, and I would not change anything, okay? I'm not taking anything off the menu for what the Chicago dog is. I think it's a poppy seed bun.
It is a poppy seed
correct?
bun. That's correct.
It's a Vienna beef dog.
All beef dog, preferably natural casing.
Yeah.
You want that snap on the
Vienna,
dog.
correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, there are other kinds. There's, kosher dogs that are all beef that have natural casing. Very delicious.
I know there's clearly tomato slices. And a pickle spear.
Correct. Pickle spear you take off. Eat it on the side.
Eat it on the side, okay. Because there is also like hot green, like neon green.
Neon green.
Relish.
Sweet relish.
Sweet relish.
Yeah.
There's onion.
Yes.
Right? Diced, chopped onion.
Mm-hmm.
And mustard. Getting down to the end now. Celery salt.
That's correct. Celery salt.
And that's it.
Sport peppers.
Oh, my God. Of course.
Sport peppers.
That's my favorite part. The sport peppers.
Delicious.
How did I forget that?
Adds a whole new dimension to it.
Just they're hot, but yet sweet and tasty all in the same
they're
bite.
Zesty. I wouldn't say they're necessarily hot.
You're not fully clean until you're zestfully clean.
They are zesty.
Yeah.
Speaking of zesty.
That's good.
So I'm on the socials this morning, and I
want
see
one now.
like Rhyme Time going crazy because he's the biggest college basketball fan in the world. He's a good, clean boy.
I seen it.
And he's retweeting everything. He's responding to it because we got the announcement this morning. EA Sports is bringing back their college basketball franchise.
Let's go.
Making a comeback. They did the football game last year. They've announced they're bringing back the basketball game. I haven't seen a release date on it. It's not going to be for this season, but they're working on it. It's coming back. Christmas morning came early for Rhyme Time today.
It's expected to happen in 2028. So a little bit of a wait here. I don't know why we have to wait until 2028 to bring this back.
They got a lot of stuff to do.
I don't care.
I'm just saying.
Take the graphics and take the coding that you have from another basketball game.
They take it seriously.
You can take it
They're
seriously.
They're going to
What,
perfect
take
the
3
game.
years. 3 years? Let's go.
Look, you and I.
Come on.
We're used to taking shortcuts. But professional operations like that, they want to get it right.
Everything that I read, though, even from like EA, is that the gameplay stinks. And that's what most Madden people say, is that the game, when I play it, I'm not seeing that. I also
what stinks?
That the gameplay, like I guess the graphics or the features, the animations that are used. I don't see it because I have in mind we started at a certain point where it was NES. It was just Nintendo. And some of us were even at Atari before that. But I'm thinking of John Elway's quarterback where I would just run around the entire field.
I can't judge it.
Yeah.
But I thought
I
EA
think
Sports
it's good.
college football game was like the biggest selling game of the year last year.
Yeah.
How bad could it be?
And I don't know why we could have such criticisms of one game that EA makes, which is just a professional version, and yet their college football game gets rave reviews. That doesn't make any sense to me. What is Madden doing wrong that EA college football is doing right? Is it simply just that the game is back and it's the nostalgia and that it's college football oriented, or is there really something off with that game? Because I don't play it a ton. It's really the only game that I will play is Madden. I haven't even dabbled with EA college football, but because the machine that I have, it's not even compatible. So I would have to go out and buy a $500 brand new Xbox.
What do you mean the machine
just
that
to get
you
the
have?
game? It's an Xbox One. I cannot download the college football
You're
game.
hosting in afternoons now, buddy. You can afford to upgrade that, as you call it, machine.
I could, yes.
Go get yourself a new console.
I could get me a new console, but then maybe I get addicted to video games if I buy that. Then that could be my brain could start to rot.
That's a very real possibility.
And that'll be it. You're not playing video games.
I'm done with them. No.
Yeah, that's really. I'm pretty much done with them. All I've done is play some football, and the game seemed good to me.
My nephews, I was talking to them yesterday at my parents' anniversary party.
They big into it?
Oh, they love the games, right? And they love playing the NBA's 2K, whatever it is.
Whatever the year is.
Right.
Yeah.
And it amazes me. Now, I got a lot of you out there rolling your eyes because you're like, yeah, old man, we do this all the time. They spend so much money in the game.
Yeah.
Right? It's not just you pay for the game. They pay for other things in the game. Like, I want my guy to have a tattoo in the game.
$5.
I pay real money to get tattoo put on. But a couple weeks later, I decide I don't want that tattoo. I want to get it removed. You have to pay to get it removed.
It's even worse when you talk about the free games. When you're talking about games that they play on their phones, the apps, or Fortnite is a big one for that, where you got to get, kids are giving each other Fortnite bucks for birthday presents. Like, that's what they give each other. They don't want real tangible things. They want a stack of like $5, $10 bills of Fortnite bucks so they can load it into the store
cash
and then
for them,
buy
baby.
new skins, man. We got to have a nice tight skin of some character with a big juicy ace to stare at.
Jim Harbaugh has another lawsuit to deal with. Details coming up next. Common Man and Timmy on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
Traffic is backing up a little due to an accident that's on East Livingston Avenue at Barnett Road. And there's a 5-minute slowdown on westbound 270 on that north outer belt between 161 and 71. This report is sponsored by your neighborhood Kroger Pharmacy. Your neighborhood Kroger Pharmacy is happy to welcome back Express Scripts, Medicare D, and TRICARE Department of Defense plan members. It's easy to transfer prescriptions at Kroger.com/payer update. See your Kroger Pharmacy for details. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Your neighborhood Kroger pharmacy is happy to welcome back Express Scripts Medicare D and TRICARE Department of Defense Plan members. It's easy to transfer prescriptions at Kroger.com/payer update. See your Kroger pharmacy for details.
It's really been amazing, the amount of people that I've had contact me, and the talk is generally centered around QC Kinetics, and whether it's a knee, whether it's a back, a hip, shoulder.
He's always happy to talk about how QC Kinetics all-natural regenerative treatments finally gave him relief without surgery. That's former pro football player Bobby Carpenter.
My message to them is do not wait and push off a week, a month, whatever it is. So if you want to feel better this summer, now would be the time to get in. If you want to feel better in the fall, make sure that you're getting in here so you can go out and play golf and do the things that you love and enjoy.
Spoken by a man who experienced relief firsthand. QC Kinetics gave this former pro athlete back his mobility, his activity, and they'll do the same for you.
Has really helped me in just my general quality of life.
Don't wait. Call QC Kinetics for your free consultation today. QC Kinetics.
Call QC Kinetics, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544. The Columbus Zoo invites you to follow the footsteps and the tales of animals from around the world. Explore our newest region, North America Trek. So what are you waiting for? Get your tail to our trails only at your Columbus Zoo.
Beds are us when dreams sunk in. Beds are us. Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 380-225-BATH. Beds are us when dreams sunk in. Beds are us.
Make this your year. Looking for a new career in the high-demand fields of IT and cybersecurity? Attend classes live online or on campus. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. Financial aid is available to those who qualify.
Ever wonder where your go-to maintenance person gets the metal products they need to fix yours and everyone else's problems? The best in the business go to Metal Supermarkets for their wide variety of metal products and shapes to tackle projects from simple to complex. Metal Supermarkets is your source for all metals cut to size and ready fast. No minimum order with maximum service. Visit the family-owned franchise on North Wilson Road or at Columbus at metalsupermarkets.com.
Sometimes I hear a sparkling sound.
Like when we say, all you have to do is point?
There it is.
That's the sound of magic happening.
Magic like we can come the day you call us? Wow.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
How many different ways can you consume morning juice? Let's see. Live on YouTube, live on the Fans HD3, podcast on demand, and on 10 TV Plus. And we'll send Bobby right to your house.
Weekday mornings from 6 to 8.
The Fan.
No one knows better than a mom what's right for our kids. But with so many apps and devices, protecting them feels harder than ever. My name is Emily. My husband and I have 3 kids, and we live in Strongsville. Ohio needs to act and put parents back in charge by passing a common sense law to require app stores to get parental approval before children download apps.
By requiring parental consent and age verification in the App Store, parents will have a simple, secure, and reliable way to choose what's best for their own kids. That's why Ohio's Fraternal Order of Police and the Ohio Suicide Prevention Foundation both support this common sense approach.
With one clear place to approve the apps they use, Ohio can put parents back in charge.
Tell your state legislators to pass the App Store Accountability Act now. Learn more at owlr.org. Paid for by Ohio Women Lead Right.
Make your first lawn move with the reliable performance and power of Steel battery tools. Hedge trimmers, mowers, string trimmers, and more. Shop in-store or online at steeldealers.com.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Partly sunny, warm and humid, scattered showers and a few thunderstorms. Some could be on the strong side this Monday, gusty winds and very heavy rain. Overnight, we'll drop back down to around 70 degrees with partly cloudy skies. And after a warm and humid start, again, the chance of late day showers and storms and highs in the mid-80s. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
The ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus is the official sportsbook of Common Man and Timmy. Weekdays at 3. The Fan.
The only show that can bring a dead queen back to life. This is Common Man and Timmy.
All right, so apparently Jim Harbaugh is a hacker to boot with everything else that he's already tied into. Not my guy. Do not say that. He was added Friday to a lawsuit against the University of Michigan and a former assistant football coach who's accused of hacking into the computer accounts of college athletes.
Harbaugh's not accused of being a hacker.
He's added to the lawsuit.
He's accused of knowing what was going on and didn't really do anything to solve the problem.
No, he's a slacker. He's not technically a hacker just yet, but it's just another thing. It's just another stain on Michigan where, gosh, it just feels like they've got a dozen, maybe 24 bullet points over the last 5 years of guys that they've had to fire, suspensions. I mean, obviously, they've had the huge thing, which is the cheating scandal in general.
When are we getting
we're waiting for the shoe to drop?
Conclusion on that? What do they say? 60 days or something?
Yeah, a lot of people said that it was going to be fairly quick after the NCAA wrapped, which was earlier in June, but 60 days.
Can I say something?
It's going to be...
That is fairly quick for the NCAA. If they wrapped in June, 60 days.
2 months is. Like, you usually would wait 2 years, but...
We've waited 2 years.
The other news that we also have is that this is the last big thing that the NCAA is even going to do. Could be it.
Mm-hmm.
And in the future...
Anything shy of them yanking victories away means nothing to an Ohio State fan.
Yeah.
Right? And them yanking victories away.
They're not going to take the national championship.
I mean, I wish they would.
Yeah, they're not going to take the national championship away. Can you imagine what those idiots would be like if they took the national championship away? I'd love to see it.
Oh, I'd love to see it too.
I'd pay to see it.
We would just laugh and laugh.
You say games being taken away. I really do think they need postseason bans. That's something that hurts as well. Like, you're taking away the present. I don't think there's a bigger penalty because you talk about taking wins away. We experienced that with Buckeye basketball. We can still feel that. We still know what happened. But when you take away the present
Let me ask you a question.
from somebody,
Let me ask you.
That's a big loss. You have nothing to look forward to in that year.
I'm giving you a choice. You can have the NCAA go back, strip the championship away, and strip all the victories against Ohio State away during this little stretch where Connor Stallions was doing his thing. Okay? Or you can have the satisfaction knowing that officially on the books that didn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
Or 2-year postseason ban starting now.
2-year postseason ban.
Really? I'd go back in time.
I think I'd take the 2-year postseason ban.
I would go back in time, and I just want to screw those people, and I want to rip it away.
You know why? I say, take that. We all know, everybody knows that you cheated. Whenever we talk about that,
I know, but I want it
to be
in writing.
A talking point.
I want it to be in writing.
With the 2-year postseason ban in today's day and age where you've got NIL, you've got the ability to move, how crippling do you think that would be for a major player like Michigan? 2 years, you can't. The playoff is now more liberal, more expansive than it ever was. You're a program like Michigan. I don't know why I'm starting to sound like Joe Biden.
I was going to say, you did sound. Hey, it's more liberal.
Hey, 12 teams now. More teams. Better for everybody. Better for Michigan. Better for you. Better for me. Better for the rest of you. So, you know what I'm saying. It's going to hurt. It's going to hurt a lot. Imagine Ohio State. What would we do if we had to figure out how we're going to get through a 2-year period where we knew for a fact we weren't making the college football playoff? We'd care a hell of a lot about that Michigan game. That's the one thing that I know, and that's the one thing that it might do for but still all their good players, everybody that matters to them, they'd be looking for the next thing.
Phil Steele has predicted the order of Big Ten football in 2025. You want me to start at 1, or you want me to go all the way down and work my way up?
No, I want you to do what makes you feel good inside.
Start
at 18.
Start with the poopies.
Stupid.
I actually had to think for a second how many teams there were in this conference. All right, Purdue's 18. I'm not going to tell you why he thinks any of this.
You know what? You could have told me that there's 20 teams in the Big Ten, and I would have believed you. You could just make up 19 and 20,
Purdue,
and I'd say yes.
18. Maryland, 17. Northwestern, 16. UCLA, 15.
Ouch.
Michigan State, 14.
Ouch.
Rutgers, 13. Wisconsin, 12. If that's the case, Luke Fick will go bye-bye.
Wow.
Washington, 11. Minnesota, 10. Iowa, 9. Nebraska, 8. USC, 7. Speaking of going bye-bye.
Lincoln.
Great
stuff, right? What was it? Colin Cowherd and Callan Cowherd as well. Thought that, 7-5, 8-5.
Is this all they can do?
Is this what they do?
And pretty
is
good,
USC good with that, with Lincoln Riley? Are you out of your mind with what they're paying him and what they are?
Indiana, 6. Illinois, a lot of people are high on them, 5. Narrowly missed out on the playoffs last year. Michigan, 4. Oregon, 3. So my maths tell me there's 2 left. Ohio State, 2. And Penn State, number 1. This is according to Phil Steele. Now, looky here. James Franklin gets a lot of unnecessary credit nationally from people who have no idea what the hell they're talking about. I think most Big Ten fans, I think even most Penn State fans, see James Franklin for what he is, which is a second-tier coach that's paid like a top-tier coach.
Right. He feels like this is the best. He feels to a T like this is the best we can do.
Well, and that's the
kind
thing.
of guy.
With
right?
Ohio State.
And we're scared to try to move away from that because we're getting to the 10-win plateau a lot.
With Ohio State replacing so much, including a starting quarterback. With Michigan still trying to climb out of last season's hole. If you don't win the Big Ten this year, if you're Penn State, you don't win this year, when are you ever going to do it? When are you ever going to show that you're better than Ohio State and Michigan? That's the question, if I'm a Penn State fan, that I'm going to be asking James Franklin. If you can't do it this year, then how can you convince me you can do it any year? This is your year.
Yeah, and it
has to be.
I was looking at one of the 2026 NFL mock drafts, and again, like this is, take it with a grain of salt. It's just a mock draft. It's just scouts that are looking at how players are going to be at the next level. It doesn't necessarily mean anything about what they're going to do in their performance in their last college football
Let me guess.
season.
Drew Aller's the first overall pick.
No, he's not actually.
Okay,
that's
right.
why I was bringing it up. He barely slipped into the first round. This was ESPN that did this one. It was a fresh one. I'm trying to see who did it. It was Matt Miller. Okay, people know Matt Miller. He's been doing this for a while, and had him at 27 overall to the Los Angeles Rams. And number 1 overall, if you care, was Cade Klubnik. And it was the Cleveland Browns. So he's got the Browns sucking that much again and picking a quarterback. And Cade Klubnik he's been a really good player. I don't really have any delusions that he's going to be a phenom in the NFL if he's the number 1 overall guy for 26. But the fact of it is Penn State's got a really good quarterback. Some people do believe that Drew Aller is going to be this star in the NFL. I don't even think we've seen him become a star in college football
He's
yet.
not a star in college. He's had moments.
It feels a lot like who Christian Hackenberg was, old Hackensack, who needs a house out in Hackensack. But there was a game that they won where they didn't even have to throw the football. Like they can win other ways. I don't know if Drew Aller is that guy where his back is against the wall. He's got to step up and give you 2 unbelievable drives where he isn't making a mistake and can go and win you the big one. In fact, we've seen that he can't last time out. We've seen that he cannot do that.
I'll take it a step further. You talk about Drew Aller's back being up against the wall. I think James Franklin's back should be up against the wall. If you have a season where you go out and you finish 3rd in this conference, to whoever, but fill in the blank. Ohio State, Michigan, and then Oregon, you come in 3rd, whatever.
Look, and that's a tough top of the conference.
I understand
it's not
that.
what you're saying, but it's
Oregon
if you're going to win.
Is replacing a lot of talent as well, including their starting quarterback. If you find yourself in a position again where you're looking up, I move on. If I'm Penn State alumni and money people and boosters and NIL people, I move on because that's not good enough for me. You're going to find yourself just trapped then, where it's acceptable for you to be staring up at these other schools every single year.
But you're in this position now where
this year, man,
take it. A program like Penn State is so thrilled to have this expanded college football playoff. You know you would do it, but you also probably know in your heart that Penn State is not going to do it.
If they don't make the playoffs, disaster.
If they don't make the playoffs,
that is total disaster.
Then that might do it for James Franklin. Even in 1 year, where now they made the college football playoff. They won a. Did they win?
They won a game.
They won their first game. I know. Did they win a second one because they lost to Notre Dame? But
who did they play in the second one? Was it Notre Dame in the second one?
No.
This is like it's 15 years ago now in my brain.
It is. It's too many games to remember.
Teddy's just staring
into space. He doesn't remember who Penn State won in the second beat in the second round because they beat SMU at home.
Yeah,
they had a home playoff game.
They lose to Notre Dame.
They lost to Notre Dame.
Yeah,
but was that second round?
And Notre Dame beat Georgia.
So then maybe they lost in their second game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
because of Drew Aller.
Jason's beef with our guy, Jayson Stark, coming up in 2 minutes. Colin, Man, and Timmy on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
We've got some traffic slowing down due to an accident that's on the right shoulder of southbound 270 on the East Outer Belt from Easton Way to 670. And there's a small delay on westbound 70 on the west side between Central Avenue and Fisher Road. This report is sponsored by Ohio Laborers and Ohio Lessig. Ohio Laborers would like to congratulate Member of the Week, Clifton Williams. Laborers Local 500 Toledo. Clifton is a proud union member. Build Ohio right, build it union. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Hey, Aaron, guess what we're getting ready to celebrate?
America's birthday?
That's right. How did you guess?
Well, you're dressed like Yankee Doodle, and you're wearing a tri-corner hat, and you've got a snare drum.
Get Eco. G-E-T-E-C-O. Get Eco. They can really go. Get Eco. For your Cinco. Fix and a Blinko. You'll think-o. Hooray. Get Eco. G-E-T-E-C-O. Get Eco. You'll be cool like snow. Get Eco. Like a nice Rico. Puerto Rico. Get Eco today. Huh? What do you think?
Jerry, are you suggesting that Puerto Rico become the 51st state?
I could invent a brand new 51-star flag.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Eco plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians.
Have a safe 4th of July, everyone.
The champs are back. Ohio State football returns to the Shoe this fall with powerhouse matchups against Texas, Penn State, and more. Your Buckeye Saturdays begin at ohiostatebuckeyes.com, where you can grab single-game tickets that are on sale now. Gear up and get ready for game day.
Central Ohio contractors and homeowners. 3D Cabinetry is your go-to for fast, hassle-free service from order to install. 3D Cabinetry delivers fully assembled all-wood affordable cabinets. Visit 3dcabinetry.net today for your free consultation. That's 3dcabinetry.net.
Common Man and Timmy is sponsored by Hinderer Motorsports. Listen every weekday from 3 to 6. They're good, clean boys. The Fan.
He's a man who's in every Hall of Fame in the known universe. He's a man who travels thousands of miles to see celestial bodies. He's a man who enjoys a good tomato pie. And he's a man who regrets a few life choices every Monday at 5:30. It's Jason's Beef with Jayson Stark.
Sponsored by Logan AC and Heat Services. Don't go through another air conditioner breakdown. For fast, friendly service, call the experts at Logan Services now for a free estimate and next day air installation.
How you doing over there, Ted? You awake over there?
I'm doing good, Mike. I'm going to blame that on a power outage? I don't know. Let's call it that.
The Hall of Famer, Jayson Stark, joins us on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Hello, my friend.
Gentlemen, how you doing?
Oh, excellent. You are at the ballpark in Philadelphia, correct?
Dodging some raindrops here in Philadelphia. Yep. Phillies Padres tonight.
How is it that a Hall of Famer like you, a good Philadelphia boy like you don't like have your own little suite or office there at the ballpark? You should.
It's called a press box. There are other humans occupying it.
No. The other riffraff shouldn't be able to mingle with you. You're in the Hall of Fame.
I like the other riffraff. I used to have a room where I would do radio shows off. So if you're walking down the hall away from the press box, there's a room where they like print up the notes, and then there's a back room where they would store the printed media guides. But now that there are no more printed media guides, it's locked, and I would need like 6 people in the universe have a key to it, so I don't bother them. I'm just going to hang out with the people and talk to my friends from Columbus, Ohio.
Nice. All right, Reds had a nice weekend. They took 2 or 3 from the Padres. You have the Reds, you have the Cardinals. They had a nice weekend, too, at the Guardians' expense. You have the Brewers. This could be the most competitive division in baseball. I'm not going to say it's the best, but it certainly looks competitive. Of those 3 teams, which one do you think is poised to challenge the Cubs the most?
Yeah, this is fun. I think the Cubs are going to win the division, if I'm allowed to say that. But if I was going to then rank the next 3, I mean, it's the Brewers and Reds in one group, and then the Cardinals for me. I do not trust the Cardinals pitching at all. I don't trust the Cardinals offense at all. So it's then Brewers or Reds, and I think it's a coin flip. But I think I would place the Brewers just a little bit ahead of them. Their pitching is almost as good as the Reds, probably a little deeper than the Reds, and I think their offense is a bit more trustworthy. Now, if Christian Yelich gets hurt, get back to me. But I think those 2 are very close. Is that the right answer?
Yeah, I think so. Jayson, I want to ask you about the Dodgers. There's 2 players specifically that we know you love, Aaron Judge, but Shohei Ohtani for L.A. They are going to have some fun with Mike's White Sox starting tomorrow, 3-game set. I'm seeing Shohei.
That's what you think.
They're going to beat him 2 out of 3?
Let me tell you something. Oh, don't look now.
I think you're wrong. But Shohei is not slated to pitch. Good for him, but how close do you think we are to seeing Shohei actually pitch some real innings when he goes?
Yeah, you mean, so you're not counting these 1-inning, 2-inning outings as real innings?
It's nice to see it, but, I mean, eventually you're going to have to actually pitch, right?
It's just a tune-up.
Yeah. Yeah, so I did just talk to Dave Roberts about this a few weeks ago, and I think it's going to be a while, to be honest with you. They're not going to push this. Timmy, they want Shohei to be ready to start against the Mets in October, not the Rockies in July. You know what I mean? This is what they think Shohei is pointing toward. And he told Dave Roberts it is his dream to start a postseason game and start a World Series game and ideally win the game where the Dodgers win the World Series. So they're very carefully, very patiently, very gradually building him up to that. So I think it's going to be quite a while till you're going to see him pitch at, say, the 6th inning.
Jason's beef with our guy Jayson Stark here on the Fan. He is at the ballpark in Philadelphia, Phillies and Padres tonight. We are hearing a lot about expansion with the other sports. NBA is talking about expansion. NHL is talking about expansion. I think it's just a matter of time before the NFL expands over in Europe because the franchise fees will just be an all-time high. It's such a big cash grab. It would be foolish for Major League Baseball not to be having internal discussions about places they want to expand to. What are you hearing? I mean, we've heard about Nashville. We've heard about that over the years. What are you hearing, Major League Baseball, what markets they really want to get into?
So you mean Columbus and where?
I would love it. Start spreading that news.
Okay, that's not going to happen. So you should understand what they have in mind when they do expand. You're going to see a geographical realignment of the leagues is my prediction. And so if you look at how these teams line up, they need one team in the Southeast and they need one team somewhere in the West. So the reason that baseball won't let the Rays move to Nashville is they want to expand to Nashville. There's so much money that group there wants to pay Major League Baseball that Nashville, I would be shocked if that doesn't happen. The question is where in the West will they move? And for a long time, I thought it was going to be Portland, Oregon, so that the Mariners would have somewhere to play. But I think it might not be quite a large enough market. I still wonder about the Bay Area assuming the A's ever do get to Vegas. But I think that right now, it feels like what I'm hearing, the number one choice is Salt Lake.
Ooh.
And so, I personally have only been to Salt Lake in the winter. So I never saw the sky, but I know that it's beautiful. The other sports have done well there. There's it's a rivalry for the Rockies. There's a lot of things, a lot of selling points, very fast-growing metropolitan area with money. So that would be my bet, Nashville, Salt Lake.
Jayson Stark is with us. Now, Jayson, you can't see me, but people that have watched us on YouTube have commented on the jersey I chose to wear today. It is an icy white vintage Cal Ripken Jr. V-neck pullover. It's a Mitchell & Ness. I don't know, tell me what your etiquette is on that. If you, on an off day, would wear a jersey, or even in your fantasy, if you were going to get a Mitchell & Ness throwback, what would a guy like you wear?
I've never worn a jersey.
Never.
He's in the Hall of Fame. He's not wearing a jersey.
That tracks. That makes sense. I allow that answer.
Yeah, I could not envision myself wearing a jersey.
All right, but you have to. There's a gun to your head. You have to put a jersey. I actually have a guess for you. I have a guess.
Yes.
You tell me if I'm right.
Really?
Mike Schmidt.
Okay.
I was going to say the same thing. It's hanging on the rack right there.
I'm a fan of Mike. Mike's been an awesome person to know and talk baseball with for many years for me. But I'm that guy who writes all the weird and the wacky stuff, and I would pick somebody who I went to many times to help me fill up my weird and wacky column, and it's a guy I now do a podcast with, Doug Glanville. If I had to pick one, I would pick Glanville, and if I didn't pick Glanville, he might quit our show. So I think that's a good answer.
I think that's sort of a cop-out, to be honest with you. I mean, you work with the guy. You're friends with the guy.
Well, okay, so tell me what the criteria are for what jersey I should be wearing. And we'll go from there.
No, there's no guy. Look, that's your answer. That you can stick with that answer. I just think that's a little bit of a cop-out. I thought you'd go really off the wall, like a Juan Pierre jersey or something.
That's not a bad choice.
You talked about Emilio Bonifacio the other day. That would be a good jersey choice.
Well, I also want to know if you would pick one of those pullovers. I love the 80s style, especially with the Phillies, that deep burgundy with the classic P right on the crest there. Would it be that pullover jersey?
I'm a button-down guy, but
the buttons.
The more you talk about the Bonifacio jersey, if I were ever going to wear an Emilio Bonifacio jersey, it would have been while I was actually walking around Bonifacio. Don't you think that would have been a big conversation piece?
Absolutely. And how many people you think would actually know what the hell it was?
That'd be zero.
Zero, that's right. Jayson, enjoy the game tonight. We'll talk to you next week, my friend.
Enjoyed it, guys. Thanks. Happy 4th.
Jayson's beef with our guy, Jayson Stark, on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Back page coming up. Colin Man and Timmy on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
We've got some slowdown due to an accident that's on westbound 670's ramp to southbound 71. And there's a 10-minute delay on eastbound 70 on the east side from James Road to 270. This report is sponsored by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. At Valvoline Instant Oil Change, they're all about keeping you on the road to summer fun, to rides, to the beach, even to faraway places. Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Summer drives start here. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Road trip! This summer at Tire Discounters, your tires are your passport to savings, because you're driving to Paris,
Texas,
then it's off to Rome,
Georgia,
and you'll be kissing the Blarney Stone in Dublin,
Ohio.
Right now, save up to $494 when you buy 4 tires, and that includes a free alignment and oil change. Stop at Tire Discounters before you see the world.
Need a new heating or cooling system? Booking a free in-home estimate with Logan Services is easier than ever. In just minutes, you can schedule your appointment on our website. It's fast, simple, and hassle-free. Book a time that works best for you. We offer appointments throughout the week and on weekends. And next-day installation is available now. When you need help, we're here for you. For the home of fast, friendly service, Logan Services.
We can come the day you call us.
We're 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point.
Brian, I've been meaning to ask you something.
Okay, ask away.
Sometimes when we're talking, I hear a little sparkling sound.
Is it when one of us says, all you have to do is point?
There it is. Did you hear that?
That's the sound of magic happening.
Magic? Like we can come the day you call us? Wow.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Guys, listen up. How many of you out there have been diagnosed with sleep apnea? Maybe your partner can't tolerate your snoring every night. You can't stand your CPAP machine. I totally get it. But the good news is there are alternatives to the CPAP machine. And Dr. Mark Levy is here to change your sleep and your life. Trust me, your spouse will thank you later. Dr. Mark Levy can customize an oral appliance that opens your airways, helps you breathe better, and of course, stops your snoring. That's the main point. It's quick and comfortable and an alternative to those bulky, loud CPAP machines you always hear about. For over 15 years, Dr. Mark Levy has led the way when it comes to treating snoring and sleep apnea, and now he's expanding his practice to better serve his patients with a brand new location in Marysville. I love Marysville. If you're snoring and not sleeping, you need to call Dr. Mark Levy's office today. Do not delay. Schedule your appointment today with Dr. Mark Levy at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. That's 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. You can also visit him online at sleepbettercolumbus.com. And now, sleepbettermarysville.com too.
Let's be honest, we could all use a little vacation from the ordinary. But with Tim Hortons' new refreshers, you don't need to pack your bags. Just sip, relax, and enjoy your refreshing 16-ounce vacation. With tropical mango packed with real pineapple and mango pieces. And strawberry watermelon kiwi featuring real pieces of strawberry and kiwi. Also, try it with lemonade or coconut milk. A choose-your-own taste bud adventure. Head to Tim's for the new refreshers. Your 16-ounce vacation awaits. Only at your neighborhood Tim Hortons. At participating U.S. restaurants.
Can't get enough of your favorite fan content? Good news, we're on all the digitals. Follow 971 The Fan on X, Facebook, YouTube, The Talk, and Gram. Your digital home for endless shenanigans. The Fan.
This summertime, it's Modelo time. Whether you're poolside or curbside, kick it with an ice cold Modelo. Time to fire up the grill and turn up. Time to reach for a crisp Modelo or the refreshing lime and salt flavors of Modelo Chelada. Time to raise one to summer, and time to stock up on Modelo before summer is gone. Drink responsibly. Beer and flavored beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use, now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Columbus, Worthington, Air, and Bryant. Doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Got some NHL news that has just broke right as we were talking to Jayson Stark. A couple of big things. Maple Leafs have traded Mitch Marner to the Knights. So forget about all the sign and trade. Forget about all the hubbub that he might, become a Columbus Blue Jacket. That's not happening.
It was a long shot.
It's a pipe dream. So yes, they deal Mitch Marner, who is 28 years old. He is obviously very skilled, very accomplished. Lots of numbers here, and he just finished his 6-year restricted deal in Toronto. Going to the Golden Knights. God, it seems like
I hate the
everything
Golden
has
Knights.
just worked out well for them.
I hate Vegas so much.
8-year deal? Is that what I'm seeing? They trade him, and he is going to sign an 8-year deal with the Vegas Knights.
Free agency, by the way, opens noon tomorrow. I do expect the Blue Jackets to be busy. I never expected this to take place, though.
And
the Marner deal.
And two other ones with the Stanley Cup champions to tell you about. Back-to-back Stanley Cup champions.
Ekblad stays. I saw that, right?
Ekblad.
Ekblad.
Is Baldy Bladdy. He is getting an 8-year extension, $6.1 million average annual value, the AAV there. And Brad Marchand.
He stays?
Who is 37, not just stays, a 6-year extension.
I'm not surprised.
Woo!
They couldn't afford
$32 million or
to let him
something
walk
like
out
that.
the door.
Oh, he's good. He's a good
He's
player.
good. He was the best player on the ice. He was the best player on the ice for the team that won the cup. I know he's 37. I know it doesn't make any sense, but I said this before. I said, if I am Don Waddell, I offer him a 30-year contract. He plays for a little bit while longer, and then he just sits in the dressing room and kicks people's asses. That's fine with me.
I mean, he just got there, and he was great. So why wouldn't you?
Well,
playing at that level and the way he fit into the locker room there, too.
We were talking to Rimmer about this around the trade deadline, and he wasn't wrong because historically – teams that went out and made moves at the deadline to improve themselves didn't necessarily have success when it came to winning the cup based on those moves. And that Brad Marchand trade just threw everything out the window.
Yeah.
Because they don't win the cup if he's not on that team.
No, they don't. You remember where Brad Marchand hails from? Remember where he's from? Halifax, Nova Scotia.
He's no Jody Shelley.
No. But wait a minute. No, that's...
Teddy just got my ear. Provorov resigned? What are you seeing?
That's being reported now that Provorov has resigned, with the Jackets, 7 years, 59 and a half million.
Oh, God.
Whoa.
Oh, 7.
Whoa.
That just made my pee-pee hurt.
$60 million, did you say?
Basically, yeah. For
$59 million?
Okay.
Got to get some production for that.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Got to get some big-time play for that. I would have liked to see last year. I would have liked to see this past season a little bit more.
That's a lot
for that kind of money to get
that's
that.
a lot of years, but
8.5 a year, yeah.
Yeah.
Clearly, Don Waddell thinks that's worth it. We'll see. What are we going to say right now?
Yeah.
You don't want to see a guy like that walk out the door for nothing. I'm sure that played into Don Waddell's thinking as well, that we can't just lose this guy and not get anything in return. But that is a big matzo ball hanging out.
It really is. What were you just say to me before he came in with that Provorov news? Oh, you were saying Jody Shelley, Halifax. No, I would think. Brad Marchand with what he's done on the ice, you'd think he'd be a huge figure there as well. But he doesn't have a day.
I was going to say, does he have his own day like Jody does?
Jody's got what is it? Jody has a day, and he's got a street that's named after him as well.
Of course he does.
You're talking about his hometown of Yarmouth, though. Yarmouth or Yarmouth?
I don't know.
So it's not really Halifax. So I guess they're different cities altogether. So really, everything that we just said...
But they're in Nova Scotia,
Nova
right?
Scotia.
How big is that?
We need a national holiday. Well, it's also not national. That would be Canadian. A provincial holiday.
You don't think they call it a national holiday in Canada?
Well, no, I'm just saying, if it's just something in...
We've spent way
If it's just something in Nova Scotia, that's just part of Canada. That's not. That'd be like if we had an Ohio holiday. That's not a national holiday.
First of all,
That's
Jody
difference.
Shelley should be celebrated nationwide.
Here and there.
It shouldn't just be a Nova Scotia thing.
No.
It should be an all of Canada thing.
You're right.
All right, back page.
The back page.
Sponsored by Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
I'm writing it down too, though. July 13. That's Jody Shelley Day.
Oh,
that's
it's coming up, baby.
That's coming up in 2 weeks.
We got to dedicate the whole show to that.
That's Jody Shelley Day. It was commemorated July 13, 2013. It's not even new. We're talking about 12 years. The 12th day is
By the
coming
way,
up.
speaking of July, what did you have planned for this? Anything, or can I hijack it?
Please, hijack
Okay.
away. It's just poop cruise stuff, and we'll do that tomorrow.
We were having this discussion in the office, and I said, well, let's throw it out to the listeners. Every single July for the past few years, we have done, me and Bone, when he was on the show, a no sports allowed show.
Ah, yeah.
And Teddy asked, like, are we doing that this year? And I didn't know the answer to that because I didn't know if that was something that should just exist on the previous version of the show or if we should continue to sort of bring that every single year. And I said, well, whenever I don't know, I toss it out to the listeners. So I ask you, the degenerate listeners who listen to this show, would you like a day in July when all three of us are here to have a No Sports Allowed show? Please do tweet the program at Man and Timmy 971. Text the burner phone 614-787-3093. Because ultimately, we are here to serve you. So if you want to hear it, we'll do it.
Man,
if not, we won't.
I'm already seeing people in the chat, and we know you guys in the chat on YouTube, you are super fans of the show. And we appreciate how much you guys, converse with us. We love that. A lot of yeses already for that. And I was thinking about this. For a typical July is about as middle of the year and the farthest away from sports. The sports that we cover, I know we're not that far from Buckeye Camp coming back, but you talk about the doldrums of summer, that's July. There might be several shows in July where you only hit 2 or 3 major sports stories.
No, I understand that,
but
there's
mainly absurdity.
There's a difference between that and None. Sports allowed.
Where there's actual
you've never
penalties
done it.
If you do
That's right.
talk about sports. What should the penalties be? That would be another fun thing to come up with.
You know what? Teddy's the fine producer of this show. He rules with an iron fist. What do you want, Teddy? You want us to do it or not?
I have fun each year doing that, finding stories, put it together, So, if the people don't want it, that's fine, but I'm a fan of it.
Okay.
I would vote yes.
We'll take a look at the burner phone. We'll take a look at Twitter. We'll take a look at the YouTube chat. We'll make a decision this week, and then we'll set a date where all three of us will be here because we can't do it without Teddy, and I can't do it without Timmy. Timmy can't do it without either of us because he just sucks.
Thanks, man. How you doing back there, Teddy?
I'm doing good, Mike.
Good. Hey.
What?
I love you.
I love you, man.
Hey,
You're
man.
crazy. You're crazy, man.
I like you. You're crazy, but I like you.
That's awesome.
Any of these guys act up, I get to take them down.
Buckeye Show's next. We'll see you tomorrow. Common Man and Timmy on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza in Grandview.
We've got an accident on the left shoulder of westbound 670 after 3rd Street. That's causing some holdup there. You're also going to hit some holdup due to an accident that's on the right shoulder of westbound 70 on the east side at the 71 East Split. This report is sponsored by your neighborhood Kroger Pharmacy. Your neighborhood Kroger Pharmacy is happy to welcome back Express Scripts, Medicare D, and TRICARE Department of Defense plan members. It's easy to transfer prescriptions at Kroger.com/payer update. See your Kroger Pharmacy for details. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, where we've successfully treated thousands of men for low testosterone and helped them feel like their old selves again. Please take a moment and listen to how we help Chad.
Hi, I'm Chad. I've been taking the low T treatment at Tri-State Men's Health for a little under a year now. So I was really just struggling with finding the energy to accomplish the things I wanted to do every day. By the end of the workday, I was very drained and tired and found it hard to concentrate and get my job done and was looking for something to kind of get that edge back. Once I started taking the treatment, I felt probably within the first 2 to 3 weeks more energy. And the thing that really I noticed right away was sleeping. Now I get a solid 8 hours. I'm going on vacation. I'm enjoying myself. So men out there, if you're struggling with any of the symptoms I was, low energy, brain fog, lack of sleep, I would highly recommend you call Tri-State Men's Health. You won't regret it.
Thanks, Chad. It's true. Low T therapy will likely change your life. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com.
The big one is back. The Good Guys 27th Summit Racing Nationals presented by PPG. July 11th through the 13th at the Ohio Expo Center in Columbus. Over 6,000 of the nation's baddest hot rods, muscle cars, and trick trucks. Don't miss Good Guys autocross racing action. A tire-smoking burnout competition. A pro street takeover. Earth-shaking Nitro Thunderfest. Meet the top builders in the industry and more. July 11th through the 13th at the Ohio Expo Center. Details at good-guys.com.
Used car prices are sky high. Valley's paying top dollar today. Don't waste time selling it yourself. Any car, any truck, any year, we want it now. No games, no waiting, just cash. Get to Valley before the market drops.
ValleySuperstore.com.
Hey, it's Austin Ward here. Did you jump into Awaken 180's Lose 40 by the 4th offer? If you did, wasn't it simple? People think losing weight has to be difficult, but it really isn't if you have the right plan, the right support, and if you're eating to lose weight. If you missed 40 by the 4th, no worries. There's plenty of summer left to hit your goals. Barbecues, golf, pool parties, all included with Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Start today and start dropping weight your very first week. Online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Working your way through that honey-do list? That means more flushes, more showers, more fiddling with a thermostat. Trust the pros at the Waterworks with your plumbing and drain cleanings and repairs and all your heating and cooling needs. Our certified pros can repair or replace your furnace or air conditioner. Clogs? Call the Waterworks. Drain cleaning? Call the Waterworks. Plumbing issues? Call the Waterworks. Furnace repairs? Call the Waterworks. The Waterworks, trusted neighborhood plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling experts.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Summer is officially here, and that means rising temperatures. You're going to be thinking about how you can keep cool all summer long. What's the best plan here? Well, one of the ways you can beat the heat and keep the air conditioning you're paying for in your home is to get Window Nation's energy-efficient vinyl windows. And now's a great time to do it. They've got a semi-annual sale where you buy 4 windows, you get 4 windows for free. Plus a free entry door when you purchase a whole house full of windows. No money down, no interest, no monthly payments until 2027. It's a deal that can't be beat. You're getting a great deal from Window Nation because they are high-efficiency windows that are also very affordable. They do that by working directly with the top window manufacturers in the country, which means all their windows are assembled right here in the USA. But don't wait on that semi-annual sale. You buy 4 windows, you get 4 windows free. Free entry door when you purchase a house full of windows, plus pay nothing until 2027. You've got to schedule your estimate today. Call 866-90NATION or visit windownation.com. Once again, that number, 866-90NATION or windownation.com.
The Columbus Zoo invites you to follow the footsteps and the tales of animals from around the world. Explore our newest region, North America Trek. So what are you waiting for? Get your tail to our trails only at your Columbus Zoo.
Hey, is that knee, shoulder, hip, that pain in any of your joints not getting better? You're stuck in this cycle where you keep going back to the doctor. They recommend steroid shots. Maybe they recommend surgery, rehab, and all of those things are not working for you. Before you go down the road of the surgery, you'll want to listen to this. Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. I want to tell you something that helped me a ton. It'll help a lot of other people get their lives back as well. And this is no more meds and not going under the knife. I'm talking about my friends at QC Kinetics, Real Regenerative Medicine. They help your body heal itself. After years of playing professional football, I was beat up. My dad was beat up. I didn't know what to do. I didn't want to have any more surgery. So I went to my friends at QC Kinetics, and they took a look at it, and they said, hey, we can help you with your knee. It's not going to be an overnight fix, but they've got protocols and procedures to help get you well without going under the knife. So here's what you do. Call 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. They have offices all over Columbus.